Looks like we got a new friend! Looks like we got a new friend!
Oh, hi everyone, and welcome to this, the next installment of Scattered Ashes 7th Sea by the wonderful Derek. Guys, social links, check them out, all of them. My voice is going, so I'm going to do the abridged intro today. So check out all the social links, do that. I also have Patreon. I'm very grateful to all of you for all of your help supporting me since I've been full-time. Thank you all. You can support me on Patreon and merchandise. I also have sponsors, and supporting them supports me, so go and check out Bird's Teespring merch, it's very nice. And Mage Hand Press, I seem to be using more and more of their content, not only in the Argo 37, but now I'm also using some of their face stuff and Wizards and Wardrobes as well, so go and check them out too. I also have a competition where you can win some Rainbow Pride dice. I feel like these are the dice of Kel Samart, so feel free to go and get some. And also, we have a tweet, and every 10 retweets, we will get a Wild Magic Surge. That's everything. Derek, yay!
Hey everybody, welcome back to Scattered Ashes. We'll go around the table. I guess we can call it a table, even though we're all at our own separate surfaces, I suppose. And get how everybody's feeling, what they were doing last at this party. And then the wonderfully talented Natalie will recap last session for us, because, oh my god, those are amazing. So, let me look at the thing and see who we're going to start with. How about Jay? Why don't you tell us how Layla's feeling right now?
Yeah, Layla's feeling pretty good. She's enjoying the party, having a chat with someone whose name she can't remember because she wasn't paying that much attention to him. But he was great to give her information. Yeah, she's not really looking forward to potentially seeing more blood people or people on fire. Kind of hoping that doesn't happen too much. But yeah, she's quite good.
Awesome. And then we'll bring it around too, because I haven't looked at Twitch yet, so I don't know the order that we're all sitting in. We'll bring it around to Alex.
Hello. So Gregory is very, very unnerved. Is really not into this whole magic thing that seems to be going on. It makes him very, very uneasy. All Gregory knows is a boat and the sea, and that's about it. So yeah, mooching around this party is definitely out of his comfort zone.
All right, good to know. And then we'll go with the plucky Nick Mob, played by Ara Savad.
Yeah, Una is very intrigued by all that she's learned today. She just finished talking with an old friend of hers, Clarice, I believe it was. Mm-hmm. And her and Kels had a bit of a conversation, and so she's feeling very conflicted because she doesn't want to like Kels, but at the same time she kind of likes him. It's very conflicted. Well, It's not that she likes him. It's that she admits that they're similar in some ways.
All right.
That's enough for Kel.
Appreciate
validation.
Just
Yeah.
take it and run.
Yeah.
Yeah, things are getting very strange. So she's excited to see what's gonna happen next, and so am I.
Well, we shan't stress our lovely host voice too much, but Scrat, why don't you tell us what Kels is going through right now?
Kel's Samat is he is of course the life of the party. Like Grigory, he too is very familiar with seamen and all of the sea. But he mostly enjoys party going and being around the wonderful courtiers, courtesans. Sorry, not courtiers. And they are they are a wonderful people, and he is enjoying finding more and more information. And Una may be not only his greatest challenge, as she seems to be immune to his wild, so he'll have to find other ways to win her. And she feels is going marginally well. She's at least talking to him now. So he's done reasonably well there, but they seem to be some sort of tag team partner. Could this be like, he's not really sure, he's never had a platonic relationship before, so this is strange ground to him. What's going on? Is this platonic? Who knows, it's...
Awesome. That's almost amazing character development on his part. Platonic relationships. My God.
What is this?
It's a myth.
Not real.
Oh, so disparaging. And then Natalie, why don't you tell us?
I promise.
Why don't you tell us where Rhiannon's at, and then give us the amazing recap?
Rhiannon is she doesn't normally go to this kind of fancy party, so that's why she's kind of just leaned into the whole let's go dance and see whose coin purses I can liberate. So that's what she was doing before things ended last session. She was eyeing the coin purse of Laurie Laurent, I think is what I eventually wrote down.
Mhm.
And so she's just curious. This is very intriguing for her. So last time, recap.
All right,
Go for
let me
it.
set you up with some recap music, because seeing as it gets very animated, we should go with an animated track.
Beautiful. Right. So, last time. The button tally, I got it up to 5. 5 buttons physically lost, as opposed to just the metaphorical buttons that are constantly being lost. Kels wakes up next to Josie. Her eyes are angry, sparkly. She's got great one-liners. Something maybe in the bed, like a bear trap? We were talking about bear traps for a while on that one. I'm really into Paula's shots too. This is where we get into the NPCs were amazing last session.
Yes.
Kels swaggers back to the ship. Oh, en route, a guard tells him to GTFO. The rest of us have a tavern brekkie. Going to put Grigory in a dress. I secretly want mimosas. I then ask for mimosas. I confuse bar staff. Whoops. Back at the SS Salty Spray, which is like SSSS. If there is a duel by honor, just shoot or seduce them. So SS, SS, S or S. It's like the short version of the entire thing. Kels insults Grigory. This is all about like him having a mustache or not having a mustache, something along those lines. Not enough chest hair. Daniel and Boris are the best NPCs this session. Fornication place, when he was referring to Fournier, I think. Not totally wrong. Shopping time! I need pockets. Grigory hits his face on a bell. Bells are evil. Shit happens in dresses, which is the best quote of the entire everything so far.
But we've altered it.
Oh yeah. Oh god. I don't remember the alterations. Somebody can.
It was shit happens in pockets.
There we go. Yes, shit happens in pockets. Oh man, do they ever. Purple bodice with giant sleeves and hidden pockets. Handbag with bad date knife. This lady is brilliant. This is Clarice. 10 out of 10 NPCs this week. Kels is missing a boot. He's wearing a dead man's clothes. Kels creeps out Una. Clarice tells him to F off. Let's go to Luigi's, except not Kels. He goes somewhere. Meets an Enzo for shoes. Enzo puts him in leather pants and vest. Oh god. Luigi's is a mess. Patchwork kilt. We have a mutual dislike of armoires, though, which is very reasonable at this point. Rule of thumb, keep the receipt, because we just kept charging everything back. Once you've had Luigi, you never know. That was where that went. Gregory has a fez. Time to get leather pants. Enzo is a smart man. Fake front pockets are bullshit. We now have leather pants. Let's go to a ball. Rhea goes dancing. Layla gets a guy drunk. Una is flanked by Gregory and Kels. Goes to talk to Francine. Una then flirts with Francine.
It was Francine.
Yeah, there we go. I think anyways. Poor Lori. Family hates him. His name is Lori Laurent. Seems to like Rhea. Well, we'll see how that goes. DM tips by Derek, which was very random and put in there. Una and Kels meet Paula and Louise. There we go. Secrets and dead bodies. I don't know what that's referring to, but that's all I wrote there. There's so many accents. Layla gets information out of Raoul. Raoul was the name. Go off with Lori. Rule number 1, never forget their name. Marina appears! She's the wonderful doctor from before. I want a buddy cop film featuring Una and Kels. Chatty Catherine gossip. Luis dated all of the missing nobles. Dylan Rancourt might be next. Shriek! Oh, it's just Enzo. Luis comes back alone. She had, I think, left with somebody, though. That's the recap. That's what happened. That's where we left off.
I almost feel like that was the show. I don't know that I can top that in 3 hours.
That's it.
Yeah.
GG.
Well,
And bye.
thanks for coming along, everyone. We'll see you next week. Where
We'll see you next week as Natalie recaps nothing.
what happened today? Yeah.
Oh, I'll make it up. It's going to be whatever Rhea feels like, so.
Oh, that's awesome. Give me more
Very-
pockets.
Yeah. This is how Rhea got more pockets today. Good times.
So,
Yeah, you need to put your microphone close to your mouth.
you guys notice that Louise returns to the party alone. There's almost an awkward silence as she does. Something about it seems off. As each one of you within the vantage point to catch this can tell that there's almost this sort of creeping je ne sais quoi emanating from her. Almost like she knows she's been up to something that she shouldn't be. She quickly shrugs it off. Her eyes dart around the room. And she goes back to carousing in the party.
Kels has been obsessing over that nurse lady. So Una is going to kind of tug on his sleeve and say, Kels, did you notice that? Louise definitely doesn't look right.
Oh, you mean that certain je ne sais quoi? She has been out in the bushes with someone. I do it myself all the time.
Well, that happens. But, that's not what it looks like. I've seen many a satisfied woman, and that's not the same look.
Hey, you're telling me that she does not look satisfied? I mean, I have satisfied many a woman, and some of them have looked like this.
I'm so sorry.
Well, we can find out.
Why don't we, definitely keep an eye on her. How about you go talk to her?
Would that mean walking past the woman of whom I am trying to currently gain their ardor? Because you see, not that I am, no, you know, I am a one-woman kind of man.
Sure.
And, I would not like her to see, you know, a certain amount of jealousy, yes, but I would not like to look flippant. First I am talking with you and your best friend, and it's all looking very gay and nice, and then I go start talking to other women, you know, she looks at me and she thinks, Kels, he cares not for me. I feel if I leave this group of us three, I should next go and speak to her.
If this was Dungeons and Dragons, I'd have you roll deception right here on the spot.
So Una knows.
But it's not.
Una has observed him enough.
Thank you very much, Isriver, who donates 2 wild magic surges for Derek to give out.
Awesome.
Oh, awesome.
Awesome.
Hmm.
Also terrifying.
That face.
I'm gonna
That face is
choose-
so
Yeah, that's
scary.
why.
Kels and eeny meeny miny Rhiannon.
Ah,
The dice is now 544, and I just managed to roll a 10.
Wow.
That speaks volumes about how your evening's going to be.
sorry, we're rolling a D100, 554,
Fi-
544. Is that what we're doing?
544,
Oh,
please.
Jesus God.
While they're rolling that, go ahead and join the Discord where you can contribute to these things and make this number impossibly high. By next season, it should be in the low thousands.
Oh, there you go.
There we go.
I've
What we wanted, right?
Okay, so we're min-maxing. I'm going to whisper these to you, Derek. You can
Yes,
ask for a re-roll. They are entirely at DM's discretion.
Oh God.
Lovely.
Oh, God.
Sorry, that first one was my one, number 10. This
Yes, I was
one...
hoping so.
Yeah, I was hoping so. This next one is 529, clearly made for another system.
Okay. Gotcha.
But you could do it with, like, similar types of communication.
No, I've gotcha.
Yeah.
I've gotcha. Okay. So yeah. Perfecto. Or as we say in French, parfait. Who still has eyes on Louise?
Well, I believe me and Una are discussing her, right? So.
Yep. If you see her walk by.
And I
As
think
she
I
walks-
did as well.
Okay. As
I'm
she walks.
probably keeping an eye to some extent.
As you walk by, she walks by, you notice her hand go up to this steel pendant, and it kind of glimmers with this sort of, almost silvery green, almost like aurora borealis like light. You're not sure if this luster has, just sort of comes from some sort of tarnish on it, but it glimmers for a second. You're not sure how the light would have done that, and suddenly, Una, you notice that Kel's eyes flicker green for a second. Go ahead and roll for me 44, please. Scrat. All right. For about the next minute, Kells thinks that he is a horse.
Perfect.
I flick my hair looking at Louise as she walks past and sort of like stamp my foot a little bit. And I push my chest forward, bursting more buttons. Another 2 buttons come flying
Oh.
off.
Thank you.
So no one's really going to notice much difference here, are they?
No.
I look to Una and say, actually, now you mention it, I am a stallion, and I have to gallop.
Well,
Woman needs to
Kels,
go walk Hells.
gallop away.
And I will veritably trot over there. I will make it look like a dance, but it's determinedly horsey.
You're gonna trot over where? Sorry,
Towards Louise.
towards Louise. Okay.
Yeah.
So you basically follow after her as she goes by.
Yes.
All right. So you guys watch as suddenly Kells begins just sort of trotting. His new finely crafted boots, made by Enzo, clop across the wooden floor towards her. And don't forget, Kells, you also have 7 raises.
I do.
Oh, God.
So if you'd like to spend those in a way to influence the dramatic sequence in the process of thinking you're a horse, you're still more than allowed to do that.
Oh, I most certainly shall. I'm trying to think what I have on me. Now, I wouldn't have a fan, but that person does. I'm just going to take it. I'm not trying
Yeah,
to...
sure.
I'm not trying to... Yeah, okay, I'm just going to take their fan. Thank you. And I tap her on the shoulder.
Okay, Louise turns around and she looks at you. Can I help you, monsieur?
Don't you hear?
Yeah, what?
The ringmaster is calling. It is time for us to prance around this merry little arena. The music is playing. We must dance.
She just kind of looks a little nervous as she clutches her pendant still and takes a step back. If you'd like to sort of tempt her into a dance, I'll let you spend a raise to do so.
I will indeed tempt her, and I will tempt her by doing what is usually, I'm going to make it horsey and girly at the same time. So you know, like the whole the bend and snap. I'm going to do a bow with one leg forward, like a horse bow, but my chest is also pushed forward, so I'm going to do that kind of bow, so she can see straight down all of my chest hair and see it goes all the way down. And I'm going to tempt with that using a raise.
Okay. There's this moment where she kind of looks at you, and it's almost like she takes notice of you. There is a bit of interest there, and also one part, the pressure of the sort of weirdness of what's going on. She does take your hand.
Well, I am a fantastic dancer, and I will be giving her a good go of it.
Okay. So you are going to be dancing with her. So is there anything you want to sort of do by this dance? Are you trying to draw attention to her? Are you trying to take her somewhere? How would you like to do this?
I would say that Kells would make it his business to know all of the latest season's dances. So whatever is being played, he will be dancing the latest dance. So if she doesn't know it, he will be not drawing attention to himself, which is his normal way. If he was dancing alone, he'd be drawing attention to himself. But dancing with a woman is all about subterfuge and getting her away somewhere alone. So he will be dancing in a way that is impressive to her, but not so much gaining the what's the word I'm looking for? Gaining.
Ire?
No, not ire. The opposite.
Ardor.
Ardor? Yeah, okay. I think I've used that word earlier. That's a shame. The ardor of the room.
Okay. I would say then in that case, you do have the come hither advantage, don't you?
I do.
All right, seeing as it is a new session, everybody's hero points restore to 1. If you haven't spent them yet, if you haven't spent the bonus one yet, it'll be 2 still. So you can spend a hero point to use come hither to take her in a location of your choosing.
Come hither is worth 1 hero point. Sorry, for people in chat, I'm still getting used to the fact we don't have like interactive Roll20 things on like this, so I want to add a note to my things to say how many hero points each one is worth. Because I keep...
Sort of my bad, too.
That's okay. But like, so I'm just making a note. Come hither is one hero point. So I'm going... I think I will do that. I will take her away somewhere else.
Okay. So you do dance with her through most of the party until you can, find a corridor, sort of a broom closet. I'll even pull her upstairs. Where would you like?
I think I would dance her outside into
Dance her outside.
Well, because a lot of these, I'm imagining the place right, a lot of these mansions and things have like little fountains and seating areas where people can have a quiet
Absolutely.
discussion.
Absolutely. So you dance her practically right out the door. And she can kind of barely slip away too. And you take her outside to a nearby fountain that is 2 swans that are sitting together. Their necks form together into this heart, and water gently trickles down from it.
Now, I'm trying to position myself in such a way that I can see a reflective surface or something so that I can perhaps see Una.
Yeah,
Okay.
Una would have discreetly followed, just kind of making sure that she's keeping an eye on Kels because she does not trust Louise at
Kels.
this point.
Okay.
So
Not a
if we can make eyes in something like some sort of reflective surface or something, then when he sees Una, he would give a sly wink.
Please
Okay.
don't talk about Kels and Una making eyes. No.
But this is my only chance.
Una,
No, there's no chance.
At this point, it's canon.
their eyes meet and they're a couple instantly.
Yeah, but does he still think he's a horse in that time?
Yep.
Yes.
So yes.
So perhaps
So
he
about-
also...
basically about the time that you dance her out to the fountain, and there is, with the, you do have sort of line of sight between the fountain and you can still see Una. About the time you get out there, what with the dancing, getting around people, the whole display. Every once in a while, sort of a double kick with the feet or a quick even. You do wind your way out there. She says, I really appreciate the dance, but I really must be going.
Oh, come now. After a dance, we must at least have a short conversation. Earlier, we could hardly get a word in edgeways, what with Paula and Una being in the way.
You still holding on to her hand?
No?
Okay. She says, well, that's very sweet of you. And she almost seems distracted by something, looking past you.
Tell me, Louise, what is it that distracts you?
Nothing. It's getting late, and there's a few friends of mine inside, and I'd really like to return to the party now, please.
I did not hold you here against your will. I thought you enjoyed the dancing and the...
It was lovely. Mr. Samat, I've just got to get on. She says, and you notice that there is a sort of slip in her accent. A few minutes ago, her accent was distinctly Montaigne, but now she sounds like she's from Avalon.
So, as Louise is walking around, so you put on the Montaigne accent to fit in with the nobility? I can be the same. I am originally from Castile, but occasionally I slip into Montaigne myself.
I'm going to need a raise for you to kind of pull her into the conversation.
Yeah, I want her to understand that I know too much. That's what Kells is trying to imply. So I spend my raise. I've caught her accent. I'm letting her know I've caught it. I'll use spend that raise.
I'll say that it's definitely you draw her back in.
Mm-hmm.
Does Una notice any of this, or is she close enough to hear it all?
You're close enough to just kind of barely catch it.
Okay.
As of right now, you're positioned in such a way about 30 feet from the entrance because of the noble Kentucky Derby winning Kel Samat. You have been far enough away.
Please, the royal ascot.
You've been far enough away that you don't really look conspicuous. But in order to hear more, you're going to have to get closer.
No, but I am going to also keep an eye around them to see if maybe there's anybody else out there or anything that looks off.
I believe you have one raise left, if I'm not mistaken.
I think I'm actually out of raises.
Okay. I will accept a hero point for you to be able to just do one sort of last thing in the dramatic sequence. And that goes for everybody as well. Because I believe everybody else was out of raises except for Kels.
Yeah, he's the only one that got above like a 4.
Yeah, I started with 8.
Yeah. Great. Yeah, I'll do a hero point.
Oh, damn it, this is my scene, guys, okay?
No.
We've also hit 10 retweets.
I look out for you.
I know, I appreciate that. I do. As a player, I appreciate that. Kels just thinks you're interested. He
can think that all he wants.
I know. Bless him, he's a sweet summer child. We have hit 10 retweets, Archmage.
Yes, awesome. So, I'm gonna ask, let's see here. Roll a 1d5. That is way too electronic for what I wanted. Thanks, guys. Not you, I'm talking about the music. How about a little bit more of this? Excusez-moi. Better. So.
Good.
All right, this is a wild magic search for Layla. So Layla, if you could go ahead and roll for me a 1d 544, was it?
That's correct, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Was it 544?
544.
Yeah.
Just a small dice.
1.
I forgot my hashtag habit.
/
I forgot the /.
Everything else is
All
right.
the time, don't worry.
One
194. All right.
Imagine how big that dice would be.
Oh my god.
It would fit comfortably in one's hand.
What about the dice? Sorry. I'm sorry.
Welcome to the late night show. Scattered Ashes.
Every week.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like it's out of character for this show at all.
So as
You look unhappy right now.
she comes to a stop,
I'm terrified.
she holds her necklace again. And Una, from where you're standing, you see the necklace glow, and you hear her mutter, "Come on, do something useful." And the necklace flashes again. Layla, you suddenly feel the urge to hug the closest assassin to yourself.
To what?
The closest assassin to yourself.
Hold them, did you say?
To hug them, yeah, to embrace them.
Cheers. Okay.
Which, last I checked,
Yeah, how do I... Is it
aren't
gonna
you
be
an
me?
assassin?
Yeah, it is, isn't it? I'm just gonna like... am I still in the room with Raoul? Raoul?
Yeah, he's kind of... Raoul's been telling you his problems, and he says, "So then, that was the third summer vacation that was ruined because, my mother does not love me enough."
At the exact point of him saying that, can I just hug myself and like back slowly out of the room?
Oh, bye.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like that. Just be like, later.
Absolutely.
Like the Blues Brothers, the nun from the Blues Brothers.
Oh my god.
Do better.
Perfect.
I'll give us a speech about how you can always love yourself and hug yourself even if your mum doesn't love you.
Love yourself.
Yeah,
You tell him that as you walk out of the room.
yeah, backwards.
love.
Literally just like,
Bye.
back.
He looks a little dumbfounded as you do this. And you
I'm
just sort
not
of...
surprised. So she, like...
Everyone else.
And you just sort of... thank you.
You're most welcome.
And then that's what you say just as you make your way around the corner out of the room.
Oh my god.
Like,
Exit stage left.
yeah, like Layla's dumbfounded as well. She doesn't know where she's hugging herself. She just got the overwhelming urge to do it. Like, she's probably thinking her drink's been spiked or something.
Gregory, you see Layla walk backwards out of the room hugging herself.
Okay. Rather hastily walking up and just putting one arm behind her. Layla, what are you doing?
Hugging myself.
That is evident to everybody here.
Help me.
Don't you think you should, try and fit in a bit more rather than not?
I thought this was what nobles did in their spare time. I'm sorry, I'm mistaken. I won't do it again.
Maybe it is. I don't know.
But we should ask them.
I think we should probably not do that.
Maybe another time.
As you guys are having this exchange, Rhiannon is still with Laurie Laurent,
Yes.
and he's leaning closer to you, and he says, "It has been very troubling these recent days."
Tell me
What's
about
it?
it.
He slides another drink your way.
Mhm,
Does-
yeah.
He says, after the war, my family has not had much to do. I mean, they spent so much time doting after my beloved brother Guy.
So you're not entirely sad that he's,
But after that, after all that hullabaloo, making sure he was all right, and he was suddenly the family invalid, what's on that well-polished wooden leg of his.
Right. Wooden
Ah,
leg.
Is Guy okay? Is it all right? I got sick of it so quickly. Oh no, he's just too weak. No, that man is built like a horse. He could kill 4 men on not only but a finger.
That's impressive. That's something. I detect a hint of jealousy there.
Empathy? But I'm sorry, I lose myself in the drink. You look radiant. You must have gotten your dress from Clarice's Levolette.
She's wonderful. We made
Oh.
friends earlier today.
She is a stunning woman.
Absolutely adore her. There's a lot of stunning women around here. I thought I heard somebody with an Avalonian accent earlier. Accident.
Well, I believe there is a. There's you, of course, and Machete. But I have heard a little secret
Oh, do tell.
that he leans in closer. He gets up to the point where about his shoulder is almost touching yours.
Mhm.
That Louise Delac is
Mm.
not from Montaigne.
Really?
No. Meanwhile,
Oh.
Louise turns around to face Kels. Yes, I do it to blend in. Precisely.
Yes. So which area of Avalon were you from originally?
Oh, up north, the bit where it starts to sound like a bit like the Highland Marches.
Oh, really?
Yeah, go a bit further, no one can understand you.
You know, it has been a long while since I've been all the way up there.
Oh, really? Well, you ought to tell me about it sometime. I really ought to get back to Paula.
Hmm.
Una.
Let her go.
Okay. Una, as you're kind of taking a look around, you notice off in the distance what looks like the smallest little bit of about 6 tiny points of lights moving away from the hedge maze towards around the back of the manor and into a nearby slightly more wooded area. With them, you see looks like there's someone carrying something kind of long, kind of bends down the middle, and it looks like it's moving, struggling.
And they're going away from the manor.
Yes, they are.
Is Gregory still nearby?
You'd have to maneuver kind of back a little bit more into inside the party itself, but you
Okay.
would very easily see that he's still talking to Layla, who is apparently hugging herself.
Am I still hugging myself? All the self-love.
It starts to fade away.
I'm going to kind of just look busy if I see her coming back. Just kind of look busy and,
She doesn't notice you.
whatever. And then I'm going to very, very quickly, casually, go over to Gregory and Layla, trying to look for Rhea at the same time.
Okay. So.
I think something's going on in the garden. We should go that way. Let's walk and talk.
Did anybody else hug themselves?
No,
I'd
that
say
was,
there's a no.
that was just you.
Just coming out with it. Right, 2 things. So first off, guys, I feel much better. You should hug yourself. It's nice to give yourself some hugs that makes you feel good. And secondly, I was talking to the bloke that I got drunk over there, and got this overwhelming urge to hug myself.
That
Out of
doesn't seem
nowhere.
normal.
Really?
That happens sometimes when I talk to men.
Okay. Well,
Else, you also notice that Una has gone back inside. It looks like she saw something and looked rather concerned and headed back inside. Una, would you have flagged Kels down to come with you?
Yeah, I would have kind of waved him.
In which
made eye
case,
contact.
if Una's heading into the party and Louise is heading into the party, I'll make myself a positive nuisance and follow close behind her.
Following close behind Louise?
Yes.
Okay. So you say anything as you do?
No, I just sort of lurk behind her.
Okay.
Like a super creeper.
I
Yeah.
was going to say, yeah.
Except the clip clop of my heels makes me evident.
Okay. She-
Galloping.
It looks like she's headed upstairs, actually.
Hmm.
Could we see her as well, or is it just Scrap that can see her?
You guys kind of
Else.
see her move by. It's like Una kind of comes to you, kind of has to divert away. As Louise heads straight up past the double doors, up to the stairs, and looks like she's headed back towards the landing, up to the top where she was going to be.
So I wouldn't follow her. I would just head towards where I saw Una heading.
Okay.
And if I can reach her easily, I would just say, well, that field was barren.
Not so much. Do I see Rhea anywhere?
As you're looking around, you do see sort of in a section off corner, it looks like she is shouldering up with another Montaigne noble.
Isn't Rhea the one that's got sneak and stuff? Sneaky related stuff. We need you.
Yeah. I'm going to make my way over and collect her, essentially.
Just pick her up. Like, thank you.
I make my way over. I say, Rhea, darling, we have need of you over here. Do you mind? I'm so sorry. Do you mind if I talk to my friend real quick?
No, not at all. Una Nick Martin, no?
Yes.
Oh, it is a pleasure to see you. You probably do not remember me yet. I am Laurence Laurent. I was with this child.
Oh, yes. It's been so long. Nice to see you again.
And
I'm
you
so
too.
sorry for being so abrupt.
No, it is fine. We will catch up later, no?
It was
Most
wonderful
definitely.
talking with you. Yes, Una, let's go.
Okay. And as we kind of start to walk off to join the rest of the group, I just give her like a whispered once over of all the important stuff. So Rhea knows what's going on.
Right.
And then we meet up with the group, and I guess let's go out this way. Does anybody have a sword?
I have a little knife in my purse.
I don't need a
sword.
sword.
I've got a
When
sword.
I was in the guards, I was a musketeer. I had a sword and a musket. Unfortunately, when I was captured, both were taken from me.
Can I have a sword? Is that a likely thing I'm gonna have? I've
So
got
you would
fencer.
Well, I mean, you absolutely could have a sword. However, the one issue with that is that it might be a little hard to
Not very
pull it.
conspicuous.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. Wonder Woman pulled it off fairly well.
It's true, she did. That was beautiful.
That is true.
I just have the
Um,
bad date knife in my purse because that's what I definitely wrote down.
Just in case.
Do
have
I see
daggers.
walking around as I have I seen any swords?
Yeah, absolutely.
Hanging up on the
There's
wall or anything like
there's
that?
been a couple hanging on the wall. One in a suit of armor, holding it in groundward, in sort of the classic knight position.
Is it in a discreet area?
You could certainly try to make it discreet.
A suit of armor. How could this go wrong?
Or
I
you're
was just dusting and it fell off.
Just
I
Or
was
you
seeing. Yeah,
My friend had that
Oh,
problem.
so
You should see a
sorry, I was
doctor.
faint.
I'm used to enchanted armors lately. That's where my brain went.
I'm pretty sure I could probably stand in the way.
Yeah,
Or just sort of cough as I elbow the sword out of the way. Oh.
Oh no, it's broken.
Somebody should fix that.
Una's gonna place Gregor right in front of the suit of armor so that nobody can see what she's doing. And she's going to try to very, very quietly take the sword from the armor and finagle it.
okay.
See how this
You do that.
works.
You do that, and Gregory sort of blocks the path. I'd say if you guys kind of hurry, what else are the rest of you doing to prep? You see Una's going for a sword. Layla, you could probably find one and a similar suit of armor around the party.
Oh, and whispered conversation, I would tell everybody else what I saw as well, of
Okay.
course, before all of that.
I do not need to prepare for a fight. My weapons are my looks. However, Una, if you need a sword and you need to carry it discreetly, I could wear it at my waist and no one will ask questions, and it is yours as soon as the time arises.
Deal.
Good idea. Leela's like knives galore. I've even got like throwing daggers behind my fan. They're
That's
all built
right.
into my
You have them
dress.
all tucked into your dresses. Yeah.
I just have the
Sword.
one. That's all I need.
Una does have a knife or two, but she prefers swords.
Kelsey, okay?
You okay, Betty?
So, Gemsong just donated £200. We've beat our stretch goal for this month. We've overshot it by £95.
Holy shit!
Thank you
Hey!
so much.
That's awesome!
Oh my god! Oh,
Stop trying to make him cry on stream, guys.
Oh.
So is there something you want? Can we help you here? Like, what can we do for you?
With the game. What's happening to the rest of us now?
Gemsong, hit us up in chat. Wild Magic Surges, you name it. You pretty much, you can pretty much take us all out to dinner and our mums for that much. So,
Tell you know it, or
That's amazing.
so let us know as soon as you can, and we'll work. Fuck whatever you'd like in.
Yeah, exactly. At this point, you get the caveat. This scene, discuss.
How it ends. Go for it.
Derek, if we could just drop you from the call for a minute, we're gonna get Gemsong in.
All right, love you all. Have a good night. Yeah. So,
Wow.
God, I don't know what to do from that. Like, so, you guys are collaborating, at basically conspiring. Una has sort of surreptitiously stolen a sword. And where are you guys headed?
Okay, before that, or before we start to move off,
Yes.
Grigory is just going to say to the group, does anyone else find it weird that she was so comfortable and determined in where she was going? Like, this isn't her place of residence, and she's just powered straight up the stairs. That doesn't sit right with me.
No. No. At all.
Well, she's possibly looking for something. I expect she lured him out. Probably is going to his room to look for something. But I feel like his life is more important.
Agreed.
So we should probably make sure that nobody takes it.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
I guess so.
I mean, if we save him, you'll be rich.
I made a vow to not kill people even when I can, and not just because I get a hero point for doing so.
How meta.
Okay. So we're gonna go save him. What about her who went somewhere? Are we going after her at all?
We know what she looks like.
Yes.
Remember, you guys are aware that people can teleport. You know that it might be your only shot to get her.
Yeah.
Do we split the party?
Kels has not said boo about where he's going.
I know.
If you would like me to go and keep her busy for a while.
I actually kind of want to go after her.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Derek,
I
When
want to
we-
go after her.
when we've rounded this off, could you quickly go through how critical successes and what things work in this game, just for mainly because I can't fucking remember.
As far as donations go, or just
Yeah,
in general?
like if someone wants to donate like a nat 20, how does that
Okay.
translate into this game?
So a nat 20, if you donate a nat 20 to a character, you're giving them 1 hero point, which has a plethora of uses. You can give them bonus
Yes,
dice.
give us all of those.
You could do 200 pounds worth of like hero points and just completely nullify
Give them
anything
all.
I can do.
All of them.
Like I have 100 raises, I win. You can, if you donate a nat 1, that's going to put a a danger point into my pool, which I use to do horrible, malicious things.
Do that as well. Keep it even.
It's
On
fair.
a-
Keep it fun.
On an advantage, you can give somebody the option of rolling their pool again to try to get more raises a single time. Or on a disadvantage, you make them roll again and they have to take, well, they can take the worst one, which is pretty crippling, but it's an evil thing to do, but I mean, you are the one donating the disadvantage.
Sorry, I didn't mean to be so disruptive to the scene. You were
No,
deciding
not at
who
all.
you wanted to chase. I can chase her if you wish. And he looks to Rhea, who was speaking next, I think.
I'm a little more intrigued to go after her right now. I have a theory and I just want to figure it out.
Does she know Una? Like, does she know who she is?
The weird thing is that Una is probably, as far as everybody, how Una might know everybody because the whole nobility thing. Louise Delac doesn't really ring many bells.
I was thinking, like, because obviously Una being, like, nobility, no one's really going to question her. Could she not just walk in front of her and faint or something? Make her help her. Yeah! Well, she might just leave her on the floor, actually. Like,
Una will not do that.
Killjoy.
She'd make it look like.
Sorry.
I guess we're going to have to kill her. No, we're
Why
not
would
doing
we
that.
have to?
Yeah, we
would
don't.
have to kill her.
I don't know. I hugged myself today for no apparent
Yeah.
reason at all. So
Yeah.
I think the heat's got to me a bit. Like, I just use my fan.
Yeah, Kels is feeling a bit hoarse. I'll suit myself out.
Leave.
Every time a player threatens to leave, everyone takes a drink. All right, so the clock is ticking. Someone is going in one direction, some people are going in others. I need final roll call before we can move the scene forward.
I'm going to
So-
go after Louise.
I'm after
Alright.
Louise.
I'm with Una.
Una's going to the woods.
Kels.
Well, if I go with Una, it'll be a sausage fest, so I better go with Layla and Rhea.
All
Wait,
right.
you're the one bringing my sword.
Oh, damn it. I just toss it to Gregory. Gregory!
Bye.
Gregory, look after this for me. I've realized my options are better this way.
What am I to do with this toothpick?
I'm Una. But to Una, I then blow a kiss.
I turn to
Alright.
Kels and be like, she's totally into you, man.
No, I don't think she is. And in a strange way, that's even more intriguing.
You should probably stop at some point.
You should see someone.
that.
Stop
I
what?
know a great guy.
All right,
You're a
you
great
guys-
girl. Where's Marina? Let's find her again.
Ah, Marina.
So you guys are gonna go see your separate ways.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, hang a minute. Aren't these guys going to see Louise? No, so I retract again. Kels is the most indecisive person. Kels is like, oh, but girls, but, oh, Louise. I'll go with Una. I'll go with Una. He decides in the
This
end.
is
He's
like one of those GTA missions where you've sat so long, the NPCs are already yelling at you to find the damn train.
Yeah, no, it's like you know, it's one of them things from like a Tale of whatever, you know, like where you've got like who do you save and you've got so long and Kel's
Oh
yeah, yeah.
Leela's going to recognise you shouldn't split the party up, but do it anyway.
Oh,
Just so that if anyone says anything later, I can say, I told you so.
Do you know what? Oh, go on.
following her
Oh, yeah.
curiosity.
Maybe I go to think, okay, maybe Layla and Rhea need protection. Then I see the amount of knives that Layla has hidden behind her fan, and I'm like,
Maybe not.
Good.
that'll be fine.
Una's already walking. She does not wait. She's
Okay.
Kels runs to catch up, like, I still have your sword.
Okay, so you guys split up. As you guys, as Layla, Gregory, and okay, so wait, I gotta have this again because
It's
now
me and
I'm
Rhiannon.
confused.
With you. Yeah.
Okay, Layla and Rhiannon are going after
We don't
Louise,
need no man.
and then Gregory, Una,
Okay.
and Kels are going after the mysterious group of people.
The women do not know what they are missing out on with the men. Wait.
And Una. So,
Sorry, Una.
Una's
okay.
definitely not a man.
Now that my scorecards are complete, so Layla and Rhiannon, As you guys make your way to the top of the stairs, you see, you actually see Louise climbing the next set of stairs towards the third floor.
I am right thereafter.
How many
Okay.
stairs do they have?
Uh,
I mean, I'm still going to follow, but I'm going to moan about it quietly to Rhiannon so they can't hear me.
Catching up behind her, you see her, once you're on the top floor, at the end of a hall, she opens up one of the windows and steps out onto a ledge.
Bria's still gonna try to go after that, despite the fact. I have a question, DM. How particularly dangerous is this?
How high up are we?
It's about 30 feet up. So once you step out on that ledge, we're gonna enter an action sequence.
Because my hubris is, I am curious. I receive a hero point when I investigate something unusual,
Mine
especially if
too.
it looks dangerous.
Yep.
Yes!
Okay. So you two can both have a hero point as you follow her.
As I'm doing this, can I use that hero point to cast Sense Sorcery?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
So as you're doing this, your senses narrow, and you hear Pega's voice in your mind. He is close.
Okay, who is he? Come on. I need more than this. I need more than that.
The burning one.
Oh god, oh god, oh god.
Oh, great. Not him again.
And as she steps onto the ledge, you get there to the window, and you catch the tail end of her stepping up onto the roof of the manor.
Okay.
Oh,
I-
is she the burning person? That's great.
I-
That's
Probably.
That's just what we want right now.
She might burst into flame. I have no idea. Or she's associated with that, which is great because you also saw that. Cool. Let's go. I'm going after. I'm just jumping into this.
Okay, so you step out onto the roof, and you see on the roof waiting for her in the moonlight, there is a tall figure. He is wearing a wide-brimmed hat. And you see, also on his face, a long, beaked nose, a mask of a plague doctor, except it's well filigreed and embroidered. You see a small flame flickering in his hand. And this is where I'm going to experiment, so if I lose my mic, pardon me.
Ah, Louise. About time. You're late. But I see you brought guests. She whips around. I'm sorry, I didn't know. It's fine. I have business with him anyways. He steps forward. And again, in your mind, Rhiannon, you hear Pega's voice. It is him.
Okay. Okay.
The flame
Uh,
extinguishes in his hand. A wonderful night for a dance, isn't it?
Sure, if you're into that kind of thing.
The tall, looming figure just sort of waits as he delicately puts his arm in front of Louise. Stand back, child. I believe this one has business with me as well.
Right. Why are you the Burning Man?
Hmm. So direct. To the point. Not sure why Pega chose you.
Neither am I. Join the club. It's fine.
Well, there is a small problem. You have bigger things to worry about other than me.
Really? Like what?
You almost sense his emotion. As something tells you behind that mask, it curls. You feel that something in his heart curls into a smile. Yes, you do. Such a shame. To
What
think
is? Hmm?
that your friends are going to die down there.
Oh God.
Well, I'm
But-
glad we came up here.
Very unwise. There is strength in numbers. How amateur of a mistake.
Yeah, you're one to talk.
But sadly, you're the ones who are outnumbered. Isn't that right, Quirk? And he opens his cloak, and suddenly stepping out, you recognize immediately, as this is apparently the only entrance this guy can make. Steps out the tall Harlequin masked man. Ah, parfait! You have brought me more people to play with, monsieur.
Is this the guy I stabbed in the leg?
It is.
Yeah, how's your leg, buddy?
Stab him in the other leg in a minute.
Now that I am walking again, I will enjoy playing with you.
Ooh.
Do remember to focus, Quirk. I make no promises, monsieur. So go ahead and what is your approach?
I'm gonna stab him in the other leg.
All right, so you're gonna make a weaponry test. Rhiannon, what about you?
Can I stab him in each leg?
Oh, that's a great question. Is there anything that is going to help me?
Stabbing him.
Yeah, pretty
He
much.
left last time.
It's true. I'm gonna pull out my knife and also try to just stab him as best as possible.
Okay. So you guys are both going to make weaponry tests. So you get 2 bonus dice for one for the description and one for the new tactic. So go ahead and roll your weaponry plus finesse or brawn, whichever you prefer.
Ooh, finesse.
Plus those extra two bonus dice. While you guys are calculating your raises and marking those down, however you choose, I recommend the note section. We turn it to the other the other 3, rather. Excuse me. As you 3 make your way hastily through this small cropping of trees, in the distance, you see 6 men loading a struggling figure, sack over its head, arms bound into a cart. And there is, you see, next to him, another masked figure. One that looks something a little like this.
Oh gosh. That's what that's for.
Ah, we have visitors, says the masked figure.
Una has her sword out by now, by the way.
Weaponry. I never had much of a taste for it. Kills him. I should take him from here. And the masked figure turns and heads back to the front of the cart. What is your guys' approach? Una, obviously weaponry, I would imagine.
Yep.
I will try to placate things. Now, we know nothing about you, sir. I do not feel there is a need for us to fight. Perhaps if we have a little conversation, we can come to some sort of arrangement. Perhaps we work on the same side. And I'm going to give him a disarming smile with one of the hero points that Gem Song, he just gave us 10 hero points each and five danger points each. So I guess that's 10 hero points each and 25 danger points to you, right? That's
Correct.
how the yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Oh,
I suppose I could indulge them a moment. It looks like our Phoenix is playing with his food as well. You hear this sort of clicking and turning in his mask as you see in the gleaming moonlight and the light of the lanterns around him, there are these twisting, shifting lenses in his mask. Very well. I shall indulge you.
What
He
are
steps
you?
forward. What am I?
What are you?
A scientist, hexenwerker, magician.
Iron Man gone wrong.
I am a great many things, but brilliant nonetheless.
And dead is soon to be one of them.
Please, Gregory, why so aggressive? Perhaps we can all be friends. We are, after all, at a soiree.
Well, if you want to be friends, that is more of a question for him, he says, nodding back to the manor.
To whom do you refer?
He is the one that we call Phoenix. He is the one who will compose the great symphony out of the ashes.
Okay, at this point, I turn to Una, and I'm like, Una, okay, I've got him to stop fighting, but I have got no fucking clue what he is talking about. I've got women, not anything else. Can you take over from here?
I've already started talking. I said, what ashes?
The ashes of the nobility.
Why are you burning them?
Why?
Why?
Because they control the world with their machinations, their plans, stepping on others. You should know just this as well, Una Nikmab.
I cannot argue this logic. However, there are better ways to change things than burning people.
Ah, but the best things are forged in fire, are they not?
She looks down at her sword, smiles a little. Some of the best things are, but the best things for people are not.
Hmm. Well, I could debate philosophy with you all day. But, tick-tock, the clock is ticking. Now, are you going to stand there, or are you going to try to kill us? Because naturally, you heroes have a preference. And you nobility prefer to see death more than anything else.
She looks at Gregory to see what his face looks like. What expression is on his face.
How can I describe it? He has a face like thunder.
So he's ready to roll.
Oh, totally.
Okay. She looks at Kels.
Kels is deferring to you at this point, but sort of patting his bare chest, hanging loosely from a chip for a button. He has no weapons, so he's like, yeah. I mean, he looks at Gregory, who also has no weapons, but also has probably about 20 times the size of him.
By the way, I must compliment you for bringing the gigolo to the sword fight. Unusual methods, but I appreciate your creativity.
Well, I like to be creative if you know anything about me at all.
Oh, I know more about you than you know about yourself.
I don't know about that.
Meine Freundin, kill these fools. And he turns and he heads back to the front of the cart.
Una, as soon as he turns, Una pulls a dagger out of her bodice and throws it at him.
Ooh, okay. So we're gonna go into our approaches now.
Okay.
God, puppetry sucks. It's killer on
Really good, by the way. I
You
love-
could have just worn the mask.
Oh, I can't. My face actually doesn't fit in it.
Oh.
It's like your head has to be like this narrow.
Ugh.
Yeah, right. Just, so, it's gonna be weaponry finesse. Gregory, I assume it's gonna be brawn and brawl. Unless there's something else you'd like to do.
I don't know. We're in this courtyard.
You're more in a small clearing of trees, a bit removed from the manor.
Yeah, there's no benches, no. I don't know, fence posts or...
You could find probably a discarded, like, solid branch or so.
Oh, yeah. Just one that is oversized and looks menacing, I suppose. That'll do.
Okay,
I'll just pick it
sounds
up.
good.
The intention isn't to act, or Gregory's intention isn't to act first. It will be to see what these assailants do first, and then try to counteract it to keep everyone else out of harm's way.
Okay, sounds good. And Kels, what is your approach?
Obviously still figuring out this system. When it comes to combat, can I take a supportive role?
You absolutely can. So one thing that you're allowed to do is you are allowed to pressure enemies into taking particular actions. Let me just pull it up right now. So, GM tip number 2. Always use the index. Index of your friends. Do. Yes, there we go.
I mean, that's a book using tip right there.
Thank you. Yes, that too.
Yes. You like
DM
books?
tips with Derek.
It's back.
So, basically, if you use something like to coerce, lure, seduce, you can apply pressure, forcing the target to act in a particular way that they have to spend an additional raise if they want to do anything else. So basically, you're forcing them into a pattern of behavior at the expenditure of their own resources.
Okay. Understood. How does that work in terms of taking a thing? Can I go like panache performance to try and
Absolutely.
panache intimidate maybe to try and I'm either thinking panache intimidate to put people off in the way you just described or panache perform to inspire my party members.
I would say you could, hell, if you wanted to, you could even perform like you're going to fight them and like just kind of like fake them all out in this sort of like, I'm this amazing fighter, but like it's really like one of those things where it's like a Jackie Chan movie where Jackie's doing all the work and the sidekick thinks that he's doing everything.
Panache perform it is.
All right then. So in that case, go ahead and you can roll that. Gregory, for your wielding this giant discarded branch, that's
Yep.
definitely going to be brawl.
Okay.
And while I set up some decent fight music, let's just take a look, see how those went.
Could you also quickly chuck the rules back in the Zoom link as well? Because I know I've used something that cost hero points, but I have no idea how many hero points it costed.
They usually only take 1.
Really? Even the ones... Don't I have like some that are worth like 5 or something?
So those were what you spent to buy the ability, but anything that requires that requires a hero point is usually only 1. Because normally they're pretty hard to come by, but then someone comes along and gives everybody 10, and that changes everything entirely.
I think I don't have enough here.
Oh, actually, we've all got 11, haven't we? I'll keep the 20s on screen as a count of how many we've got.
So
Yeah, you need to.
question, finesse weaponry, anything else?
Damn.
And then just the 2 bonus dice if you want to use
Oh.
them. Because you're in a...
roll a dice.
Yep.
Okay. Because everybody else is rolling like a bunch of dice, and I'm like, I only have like a couple here. There we go. Ugh. All right.
We can spend hero points to get. Is it skills you can get?
You can spend hero points to add more dice to your roll. Or you can spend hero points to add 3 more dice to somebody else's roll.
I got 5 raises out of that.
I would have
Okay.
0 points. Damn it. Okay. I don't understand how any of this works. By the way.
We'll get through together, I promise.
Perfect.
Okay, I've made a very, very quick tweak to my microphone because I was apparently robot-y. Is it still doing it?
Yes.
Yes, worse now.
Yeah.
Also, I forgot. I've got the fencer advantage. So
Oh,
can I
yes.
do my other bonus. There.
Mhm.
Bonus dice roll. I knew what I was going to say to you. Not.
All right, so yeah, you get to add 1 more to that.
Thank you.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and write these down so I can help everybody out.
That was... I'm sorry about that roll. That was awful.
I know. I have 2.8 now. It's not going well.
All right. Well, so then let's get started. Everybody's sort of fight breaks out independently of them, but we'll still go in order with whoever has the most. But I have to roll for the villains first. All right, so that's one. Neato. And then down below in the pit. Okay, groovy. So, starting with highest raises, we have tied for 4, so meaning villains go first. So, the tall one in the plague doctor mask steps forward. He draws a rapier out of his cloak and approaches Rhiannon at almost lightning speed, pulling his sword up into a solid thrust. And he goes for a quick stab, and he hits you in the shoulder, and you take 5 wounds.
Oh, gross. That's a lot. Okay. Yeah.
So that puts him at 3. And then it goes to the one at his side, the Harlequin. The Harlequin spins his coat, and as he does, he draws 2 short swords, and he leaps towards Layla.
Not what we want. Can I move out the way?
Not quite. As you're about to,
Let's
you're
try.
not quite fast enough. As he cuts into you, take 3 wounds, but you had that extra meal, so you had that extra little bit of buffer that is now gone. So it doesn't quite hit you, seeing as you were a little bit more energized from this wonderful meal the night before. Protein is still burning in your body as you leap out of the way. It was costly to you, but you find your footing, and he moves to 3 raises as well.
How many thingy damage do I take?
You took 3, so all of the bonus that you got from that extra wild magic surge, that has been expended. So, we move to heroes now, which means Gregory and Rhiannon.
Cool.
Sorry, the cat was sat on my. It depends. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Good. Is this better?
Yeah.
Yes.
For me, anyway. Yeah.
Good. Good.
Blame the
I had
cat.
to switch back to the other microphone, which, like, I mean, why spend a huge amount of money on a fucking studio microphone if it doesn't work? Anyway, sorry. So, Grigory. So we've got some unpleasantries, and I have a very, very large piece of wood, whatever, small tree, whatever. So Grigory is going to wait for at least one of them to approach.
Okay.
At the point that they're within swinging distance, wait a little bit more with it over his shoulder, and when it looks like they are about to make an attack, I will spend a hero point, and I will use Reckless Takedown, and I will just batter him into the ground. Just without any hesitation. The moment it goes from I'm just edging closer to I'm going to attack you, he's going to get the tree straight over the top of his head.
Okay, awesome. So as the 6 men turn, the struggling noble in the cart, the door not closed, not secured yet. You see, get a better look at them in the light. All wearing black robes and white plague doctor masks. They stalk forward for a second, all drawing short swords. And as this moment of tension draws closer, one lunges, and this lightning, almost like a crack of thunder, the tree branch strikes the first one in the head.
Done.
Yeah, and he's out, just completely. But you haven't spent a raise yet. You've only spent a hero point to do that. So you could also take somebody else out as well with your raise.
So with my raise, I'm gonna again wait for the next one to do something.
Mhm.
I mean, obviously, I would hope that they've been set aback a little after watching one of the companions,
It's near simultaneously. They're on you like
Okay.
a pack of hyenas.
which is fine. In which case, the first one's going to go down, and then I'll raise the branch up again and swing for at least one, depending on how close they all are.
Yeah, and you catch him. You catch him right in the side of the head. There is, again, you feel the branch start to splinter in your hand, and you crack it across his face. The mask goes flying off of his head. You see kind of like some teeth go too.
Good.
And he is unconscious. All right. Rhiannon.
So I'm going to go after the asshat that just kind of stabbed me.
Okay.
However, while I go in for the stab, I under my breath, Higa, help me, and I activate I spend a hero point to activate Sure Strike.
Ooh. Okay.
So I think all of my attacks deal an additional wounds equal to the ranks in this glamour, which that glamour should be finesse, which is an extra 3 then.
So your
correct me, I have no idea.
So the rank in the glamour is only 1 right now.
Oh, okay, cool.
But you are going to deal your weaponry
Mhm.
plus the extra 1.
Cool. That's good. My weaponry is at 1, so really it just doubles it.
Okay. All right. So with a quick stab up, as you pull your shoulder back from the reach of the rapier, you stab upwards. And where do you hit him?
Tit for tat, I'm going for his shoulder too.
Okay. You stab him up in the shoulder, and as it hits, you hear this expulsion of gas. As a bit of like this sort of misty
balloon
cloud.
Oh god, okay.
It's more like kind of like hitting a steam vent. As you hear as he recoils.
This is my bad date dagger, honey. Let's see how this is going.
Pega guides your hand well. I'm not surprised. All
Chose me
right.
for some reason.
You hear this kind of wheezing grinding of his shoulder as it rolls forward. And with that, okay.
That
So-
just can't be healthy in the slightest.
It goes back to Phoenix and Quirk. Phoenix is going to wounded a little bit. He sheathes his rapier and he turns with a flare of his cloak. I'm going to say that he spends 2 of his raises to move towards Louise, and he reaches out. You see the fire ignite in his hands as he puts his hand on her, and in a burst of flame, they disappear.
Mother. Okay.
With that, it is Quirk's turn. And having been sizing up Layla, he turns sweeping again, a hurricane of blades as he goes to hit you one more time. And he catches you once in the shoulder and once in the leg, and that is another 3 wounds you take. Just one below a dramatic wound.
I don't like him.
No, he sucks.
He's awful.
As he hits you, he lets out a taunting laugh. It is a bit harder now that your big strong friend is not here, huh? So that we have everybody who has 3 raises. And that is Kels and Una.
Ladies first, mademoiselle.
Well, Una's just gonna start, essentially, she's going to start her dance. She kind of stands sideways a little bit, does a little flourish with her sword, and then starts essentially just trying to take Nyx and wear these guys down.
Okay. So do you want to try? You want to try to like take one of them out in this process, or do you want to sort of draw their attention? Okay. So yeah, as one approaches you, trying to size you up, you begin this dance of steel, and he goes in for lunge. Go ahead and tell me how you not only avoid getting hit, but how you take him out.
So he goes in for a lunge. Lunge, not lunge. She kind of slaps his sword away with hers, and then takes the flat of the blade and like hits him in the face with it.
Okay, awesome.
Taking him off guard.
You hit him in the face, and it's with all the momentum you've built up, you hear the shattering of the lenses in the Plague Doctor mask as he falls to the ground. Some part of your sword's momentum, the weight of the blade, and his own momentum moving into it.
And then she's going to turn and ready for the next person.
Okay.
To attack her.
Awesome. Kels.
Sorry, so I'm a little confused. Can you just quickly describe the scene for me again? I thought the Plague Doctor was up with Rhea and Layla, and we were outside.
There are all the minions have these white Plague Doctor masks as well.
Missed that one.
The local costume shop is sold out of plague masks at this point.
And what?
Yep, they're all gone.
What kind of weapons?
Clarice is back there. She's like, Plague Doctor masks are very popular this season.
So I would like to look at all of these people around me and just quickly assess what weapons they kind of have.
They have some smatterings of basically short swords, cutlasses, nothing really too fancy.
Okay.
There is actually a discarded cutlass near your feet after Una just took out the last one.
I mean, that's interesting, but to just pick up something off the floor isn't Kels' style. Do any of them have a rapier?
It's fun.
For you, my friend, one of them does, yes.
I will walk up to that person. I'll say, "Do you know, I am actually the greatest swordsman in Castile, but alas, I have no weapon. Tell me, would you lend me your rapier? And I'd like to inspire generosity."
There's this moment, and he just the remaining couple of ones look at him, and you hear under the mask, "But it is rude to attack an unarmed man." And he hands you the rapier.
Yes, I say thank you and stab him.
So this isn't the approach you took, so that's going to cost 2 raises, my friend.
That's fine. I will use 2 raises. I've only got 3. Oh. Yeah, no, that's true. Okay, so instead I won't do that. I will pretend to stab him. I will be
Okay.
And,
so you're going to pressure them, and he just kind of like gets ready. He goes, "Oh wait, oh shit!" Looking around.
And, do you know what? To hinder him, I'll say there's a cutlass on the floor over there.
Oh, thank you very much, monsieur. And he just kind of tucks and rolls, leaps and grabs the cutlass off the ground. DM tip number 3: know how to navigate tone. So, it's gonna pressure those 2 guys. Okay, neat. So that leaves and takes us back to Quirk. Quirk, now seeing that he is alone, turns and sizes you 2 up. He steps forward, and he's going to use a raise, and he's going to kick Layla. He kicks you, and as you do, as you stumble back, the shingling gives way, and you tumble, and you very nearly tumble off the side of the building. You just very, narrowly hold on. So he is basically giving you a raise to put you in this. He spent a raise to put you in this precarious situation.
Muted.
You're muted.
Jake, you're muted. Again.
Ah!
That would be the sound you make as you almost fall to your death.
So,
Accurate.
what I said was, that's a precarious situation to be in. But that actually kind of goes along with what I was going to say. So is he, stood in front of me?
He is standing in front of you.
Is he close enough that I could get him?
Closer. He's within. You would have to pull yourself up.
With a knife.
You'd probably be able to. If not hit him, you'd be able to pull yourself up a little bit and throw it.
So what I was gonna ask was, so the signature item advantage that I've got, can I have that to be a dagger? That it is daggers, isn't it? That I use the fencer. So one that was from Layla's father that he gave her during the war, which was the last time she saw her parents, the last thing she has of her family's, is why it's a significant item. But it's got kind of like a coating on it that's like poison, not enough to kill somebody, but enough to kind of debilitate them slightly, but not enough to actually kill them.
Okay.
Which is because it says attacking a foe to deal wounds equal to the raises you spend plus your highest trait when you use your signature item. And I can spend a hero point to do that.
All right.
And cool.
So, all right.
Like,
To be able to mess with him with like a poison like that, I'll say it'll take another hero point because you have a plethora of them.
yeah, my friend.
But yeah, so and remember, you can spend raises to power up how much damage you do to him.
Yes, so can I spend both of my raises for that? Although would I need one of them?
You might need a little help to pull yourself back up.
Yeah, thought that. I use one raise on him.
Okay, so you with one raise, you whip the dagger, and it does hit him, and it hits him pretty square in the shoulder. What's your weaponry rank?
My weaponry, when I find it, 2.
2. Okay, so that you hit him pretty solidly in center of mass as he withdraws. You hear him whimpering as he just kind of cowers on this wound, and you hear him sort of start to stumble a little bit. The fast-acting, debilitating poison setting into him. So
Could Rhiannon not help me up?
she could very well help you up. I have to just double check.
She's
All
just
right.
leaving me here right now.
All right, so just gonna check our raises real quick. Okay. All right, so he's only at 1. So I believe Gregory, you still have a couple raises left.
Yes.
All right, so what would you like to do?
So the main plague doctor type, whatever he is, has got in a carriage.
So the one in the mask with the Isen accent, the very German accent,
Yes,
he's at the front of
yes.
the carriage. There are 2 more masked men that have not been dealt with. One that has looks like he's about to be in some sort of duel with Kells.
Okay.
The other one, it looks like, is sizing up, trying to choose between you and Una.
I've got something I want to try and do, but yeah.
Sure, I'm open. I'm open.
Do it.
Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Scrap would say do it, but his throat hurts, so do it for him.
So,
Okay. All right.
Scrap says do it.
I'm gonna ignore the guy that that has taken a liking to Kells. It would be rude to interrupt the duel.
Mm-hmm.
Una's got this other guy. I'm not even gonna. So Grigory is going to very, very forcibly march up to the carriage and tip it over.
All right. So with that feat of strength,
Just yeah.
As that wasn't quite your approach, I'm going to need your remaining 2 raises, I believe. That's what you have left.
3.
3? Okay, so it's going to take 2 raises.
That's done.
Okay.
That's fine.
So you grab it, and you just, like, it's almost like watching a toddler throw a Tonka truck.
I'm not that strong. Just enough.
You just tip it. It's like Woodstock 99 in here. That's what's going on.
Yeah.
So as suddenly the carriage, this cart really, tips over, you see the man who still has the bag and his hands tied. He kind of flips over, rolls with it, lands on the side of the wall, and you just kind of hear this pulling and snapping of wood from the front as you hear the Isen accents. What the fuck was that? As he turns.
With a booming voice, Grigory is going to say, "Did I say you could leave?"
Very nice. So,
Can I just take a moment to say every time you talk about Grigory, I picture Andre the Giant.
Yeah, pretty much.
And it's such a good visual. Thank you.
Thank you.
all right, so you definitely have his attention. So with that, we move to anybody with 2 raises left still. I believe that would be Kels and Una.
Kels?
You muted, bud.
Yes, that is what I am doing.
not just
I
me.
have taken up the art of mime. No. What I am doing is I have literally just been Googling fighting with panache. And what I would like to do is I would like to be, as I said earlier, I learn all of the dances of the season. So when I am I am to sword fighting as Darth Maul is to lightsaber fighting. One is just not enough. I need to twirl and twinkle. So I am twirling and twinkling. I know all of the forms. I'm not concentrating on attacking anyone, but I am concentrating on keeping my defense up, hence making it difficult for him to attack me. And I will try and goad more. Like, ha! Just one of you!
Okay, so the other one turns from Una and just sort of, I'm going to fucking stab him, I swear to God. And he turns, just completely disengages from Una, and it looks like the attention is on you. Una, you do have another raise to spend.
And I am winking at you.
Yeah.
Help me!
I'm gonna cut him down with my sword. As he goes to leave, I said, I turn to him and I say, "Oh, I didn't say you could leave, sir. Don't you know you should be talking to the lady, not the gentleman?" And she takes a swing at him.
Okay, are you aiming to kill this guy?
No. She's actually going to hit him in the head with the pommel of her sword.
Okay, as you turn, you just crack him across the head, Inigo Montoya style, and he flops over.
For flavor, can I bow to Una but make it part of the fight? So like, as he does like a cross swing, I just duck under it in a bow and come back up.
Absolutely.
Yes.
It was almost like you planned it in advance. Yesterday.
Was planned.
All right. So, anybody with 2 raises left? I believe Rhiannon, you have 2 left.
I do.
Okay.
Excellent. Do I go say Layla or do I go stab this stupid thing? I still have 2 raises, so
Do you want to deal with the rest of him on your own?
no, not really.
Exactly. Don't let me splat.
Okay, then I'm gonna go help Layla.
Okay.
Go code.
So,
Exactly.
in order to help her back up, in that sort of amount of time, and improvising, you're gonna have to spend 2 raises to pull her back up to safety.
Which would be my last 2 raises.
All right. So, in that moment, you reach over,
She's the
Helping
assassin.
her
I'm gonna
up.
make her do the work.
reaching over, helping her up back onto the roof, and all right. So we're back to 1 raise.
And just like that, me and Rhiannon bonded. Forever friends now. Thanks
Quirk
for letting me know.
sets upon you as he is
Okay.
is a little bit undone. He looks like he's going to stagger forward, but the poison actually robs him of his last raise for the round as he falls to a knee.
Screw that guy.
Ah,
Stab him. Stab him in it.
dirty acid poison. Ah.
It's a very neat trick my father taught me. Like, you should try it. Or don't, actually.
I think he is trying it, kind of, in his own way.
The hard way.
First-hand experience.
Real
Can
word.
resist a taste.
Actually, I built up an immunity to iocane powder.
All right, how many Princess Bride references can we do? And go.
Like, are we really just watching him? Like, are we just standing here and watching this guy get poisoned?
So, down
Scotty.
below, there is, so I believe Una, Grigory, and Kells all have 1 last raise, but you do hear the masked man at the front of the carriage approaching.
Una's actually going to turn her attention to him.
Okay. You see, again, approaching...
That last guy's fine.
Yep.
Kels has it.
Very well, then. If you'd like to play, we shall play. Thank you. You're welcome. So, what do you do?
Well, he's already a little bit shaken up.
Closer.
Literally.
Okay, move closer.
So. So whereabouts is he in relation to the cart and the other?
He's about 5 feet next to the left of the cart,
Okay.
but about 15 feet away or so from you guys. So, Una, you're gonna attack him, or because you still have that raise to spend. Moving doesn't
Well-
cost any raises.
Wait, what was that?
So you still have a raise to spend. Moving towards him doesn't cost any raises.
Oh, no. I said Grigory's closer to him.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I didn't move closer.
Gotcha. Okay. My
I
apologies.
turned my attention to him, waiting to see what he does first.
I misheard.
Okay, yeah. I wanted to see what Gregory does.
All right.
Because he's actually got to get past Gregory to get to Una.
Okay. Given my running series of brute stupidity, I want to pull one of the wagon wheels off.
All right. I'll say that'll take a hero point.
They are getting smaller these days.
True. Definitely thickness as well. They're just not as packed with whatever that was. Marshmallow?
I'm an engineer. We can go through this later. I'll tell you exactly why.
Oh.
I'll tell you what,
Okay.
Scott, I like you more and more each week.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, so Gregory wants to tear off one of the wagon wheels and then kind of put it, like, just hit him over the head with it, with the intention of breaking out the oh, come on, brain.
Spokes?
I know. Them,
Yep.
leaving the metal ring around the outside as just like a trap to hold his arms down.
Okay. So in that case, I'm gonna say,
I have one
The-
raid, I have hero points, I have 4 brawn.
I'll say it'll take the hero point in the raise.
Done.
So you hit him with it, and he recoils. Ah! He looks at his condition. Very inventive.
That's when Una runs up and attempts to just slice his head off.
You're gonna try to kill him?
Brutal, straight to the point.
Okay. So, go ahead and spend your last raise. You're going to deal damage equal to your weaponry.
Okay. Which is 2.
Okay.
Oh, can I spend hero points to make that better? I don't understand how this works.
So you can spend hero points at the top of the round or to activate abilities, but you can't spend hero points to increase the damage on the fly, though.
Ah, okay.
So you'll have to wait till next round.
All right. I didn't realize that. Shoot. Okay. Yeah. He's going to attempt to do that.
So you slash him, you go to hit him in like the neck, but from the sound of it, as he's recoiling and covered in the, like, stuck by the wheel, as he recoils, you catch him more on the shoulder. Ah! Oh, how I shall love to experiment with what remains with you. And Kels, you also have a raise left.
I am still fighting with this person, yes?
Yes, you are.
I've just reread. When you have rank 3 in something, you can re-roll a single die. Does that count for, like, this as well? Like...
Yes. Anytime.
If I get more than a 4, I will have an extra raise, which I think I may need because I want to do something that's against my approach.
Okay, sure.
Brilliant. So, I am fighting this person, and I'll just be like, you know, when I came to a dance, I did not expect to be having this is special kind of dance, nor a dance with swords as so fine as this. Why don't we put away the swords and join the party together? And I'd like to tempt him.
Into what?
Stopping fighting.
Well,
Crossing swords.
All right. So, what are you tempting him with? What is it that you're tempting
My
him?
chest
Do
is
you really need to ask
undone.
him?
All right.
My sword, I dropped my sword to my waist. Not letting go of it, I'm not stupid.
Okay.
But also I'm tempting him with the chance to not be killed by someone who is clearly a very fine swordsman. You saw how well I was dancing, just don't make me stab someone.
All right. At that, he drops his sword and puts his hands up. And the man in the mask takes notice of that. Now, on top of the roof, does that mean I have to go away? Yes, it means you have to go away.
Yeah, please go away.
I like how he walked.
The puppetry is fantastic. You know what? Every week you gotta have something new.
Right. Next week I'm gonna juggle.
Good.
We'll hold you to it.
Get the
Yeah,
puppet.
I can't juggle, guys. I can't. No, chat.
You
Shut
have
up. I can't juggle.
learn.
Got a week to learn.
Can the puppet juggle though?
I will say
don't
I
have that
do
many
have
buttons.
one just right there.
So back on the roof. Layla, you have one raise left.
Stab him. Stab him. Stab him good.
Can I kick him in the face?
That works too.
Absolutely.
Because he's already on his knees, isn't he?
Yep.
Can I just kick him really hard in the face?
You kick him so hard in the face with
Because I
that
can't
last
kill
raise.
anyone.
Yep.
So,
You kick him so hard in the face with that raise, his mask comes off.
yes.
You see a very fair-skinned, sort of Montaigne-looking man. And I will say, for the sake of your poison messing with him and getting kicked in the face, he is unconscious.
Haha. Good.
Good. Now, how are we going to get him off this roof?
Push him.
There's two
Easy
different
way.
ways. Either push him or
Okay.
drag him. I don't know. One
Well,
of
I
them-
can't do that because I'm collecting hero points for not killing someone. But Rhiannon, if you want to do that, I will look the other way.
I kind of, if he lives, I wanna question the shit out of him.
Well, that's why I was asking how we could get him in, like see if anyone
I-
knows who it
I
is.
feel
do
like if we-
recognize him.
Yeah.
No. Assassin's Creed style. I'm sure there's like a hedgerow at the bottom of the.
Oh my
Hope and
god.
pray.
Is there like a pool of water, please?
Yeah, call it a leap of faith or whatever it is. Just push him to a hedge.
For an extra
Third
$500 donation, there's a pool at the bottom of the roof.
Good. I'm glad.
Yeah, like I'd rather if we could be able to get him back inside.
I would say you'd be able to very carefully finesse him back inside, yes.
Okay. Cool. Please.
Time up.
Carefully.
Sure.
I ain't being that fucking careful.
Yeah, you just kind of like drop his head on like varying like things.
Yeah.
Yeah. We dropped the head a few times. My
I've already
dagger's
kicked
still
him in
in
the
my
face.
hand.
Like. Have you taken his money yet, Rhiannon? Checked his
Oh
money.
yeah. Can I loot the body?
Loot the body. You say that like the man's dead. Oh. Yes, you can frisk this unconscious maniac and
Excellent.
cause him to be devoid of all possession.
Perfect.
So, all right.
Trust the rogue to loot the body. He's not even dead yet.
As you pat him down, he's not carrying much. Other than you notice that his sword is lined in his cloak is lined in short swords that just don't make much sound, but as you get into his cloak, you see that are several hanging from the cloak.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
Take the cloak.
At the end of the
I need
cloak,
that cloak.
at the end of the cloak and the end of the cap are the varying spike bells And in Old Thayan, you see that you can see that there is in etchings. You can't really tell in the moonlight of what. But other than that, he doesn't really have any money on him. There's a couple daggers tucked into his belt, but.
Hey, Layla, we got you a gift. More daggers.
Thank you.
I know. Yeah, take the cloak, take all the swords. I feel like Una would love
We are
this.
best friends now.
Yeah.
Okay, so back on the ground as you guys are making your way back into the manor with him, like a very bad paramedic team.
Untrained, come on.
It's all about the jargon.
Exactly.
Back there on the ground, what is your guys' approach? You have all hit the bottom 0 of your raises.
Approach to what? What do you mean, like?
Technically, the guy in the mask.
Oh.
The
I'm
guy you're
still upset.
seducing.
Hello.
Yeah.
That one.
Well,
I had a very small nap. Yeah.
you couldn't
It
cut it
wasn't
off.
good.
I'm gonna try to take the mask off.
You want to try to take the mask off?
Yeah, he's
Okay.
fairly restrained. Or that.
Yeah.
I think that's the plan. Yeah.
He seems to be restrained. Gregory, do you wanna
Okay.
him?
So
With pleasure.
I'm still gonna need your approach though. Because he might
so-
have a few tricks up his sleeve.
Oh God. She's
Dude.
going to
I'm gonna sweep his legs. Knock
Okay.
him down onto his knees.
So that's gonna be a brawl. You're only going to get 1 bonus dice because that was your approach last time as well.
Yep.
Kels?
I don't know. I'm looking at the different skills and trying to figure out which one would be Kel's like.
Go to.
I don't think so. He's wearing a creepy mask. He has no sense of fashion whatsoever. Is there an option to just like not? Can I just leave it to my party members because they're far more capable than me? Can I just like?
But
Yeah.
if you want to help, you can spend a hero point to give someone an extra 3d10 on their next roll.
But those are my hero points.
You selfish bastard! Yeah, sure.
Kidding me? I'm burning through these things faster than everyone else. I don't have attacks. I just have here. Give me your sword.
Sorry, old chap. Can I have that?
Yes. Yes, you can.
Yeah, no. Una and Gregory have proved themselves to be far more capable than I. I will possibly start doing a waltz with the remaining person who we have not killed or knocked unconscious.
Does
Okay.
this person have a name?
I hope they do soon.
The person that you're dancing with,
Yes.
he very he very politely introduces himself as Stefan.
Stefan, you are great with a sword. Perhaps you can also show me your footwork.
If that means that the small dancing one or the large hitting one does not kill me, it would be my pleasure.
Priorities.
What, you think this is some sort of game? I flirt with you and then we kill you? No, we're not like that. Come on.
It
is a party.
Very appreciated.
Let's go inside, enjoy the music, have some hors d'oeuvres. Come on.
Okay, so Kel starts to begin to take him back to the party. Una, what's your approach?
Una's gonna try more along the lines of diplomacy.
Okay, so that can be convince, empathy.
Yeah, she's probably gonna go with empathy.
Okay.
Because he was saying that he has a problem with how people are ruling.
Okay, so that is going to be that's probably going to be wits then.
Okay. So wits, empathy.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
You're going to try to you're probably going to want to try to pressure him, spend races to pressure him into taking particular actions, spending more of his races to act.
I'm gonna re-roll that 1 if that's okay.
Sure.
And how many hero points do I need to spend to get more dice?
You can spend, it's basically 1 hero point per extra die.
Okay, still 3.
All right. You have to roll mine. Should I go? If it's up to you. You are my right hand. Sorry.
Oh, I love it.
I do too.
All
Spending
right.
5 hero points right now.
Nice.
We're just gonna power through those hero points tonight, aren't we?
I mean,
That's what the
smoking
viewers
gun,
want.
I
They have
guess.
hero points, so we're just
Use them.
aim to please.
Ooh, okay. Sounds good.
Ooh.
Yeah, but worryingly, like, Derek is sitting on 25 there.
I have 3
Yeah,
to begin
scares
with.
me.
Yeah, I saw that look.
And I also have to roll this
You had 3 to begin with. My bad.
as I spend a danger point.
Oh god.
Oops. Sorry.
But I've used 2 as well,
Damn.
Scrap.
Ah!
For those of you paying attention to what I'm rolling in the corner, did you guys know that 10 divided by 10 is 1?
Yes.
Math. Yeah. Well done.
Thank
I've
you.
got 2,500 scrap points.
Son of a bitch. Okay.
I love how excited you are about that.
I'm gonna use them at some point when you're all least expecting it.
Oh, that's a
Uh-oh.
very large number.
That is. Oh
That's a lot.
gosh. Can I spend some more hero points real quick?
Nope. Once you spend that, once you lock that in, we
I
can't
know,
just
I know.
keep upping
I
the
know.
ante, my dear.
I was kidding.
I know. I know.
You
So-
don't know unless you ask.
I
At
mean,
Top of the round, I spend the danger point. Suddenly, in a burst of flame, Phoenix appears, swinging from a branch, and he plants both of his feet, spinning a raise, kicking Gregory straight in the chest. You take 3 wounds, and you
Ow.
are knocked back. You actually stumble back into the overturned car. I'm going to have to. Go ahead.
I was gonna say Gregory's gonna look at his chest, look at Felix, and just he's completely lost for words. Being a man of not very many words is just people don't do this to him. Like, who do you think you are?
Do you say that?
No, but
But yeah, you just
it's that kind of look.
gotcha.
Like, what is that all about?
He says to you as he lands, "Nothing personal, old boy. Just business." And he he spends the next phrase as he pulls out a pistol and shoots you in the chest.
Ow.
You take, I believe it's 5 wounds.
All right.
No, sorry, it is his points in aim, so that is going to be. Ooh, so you immediately go up to your next dramatic wound, and you take a whole 5 extra wounds on top of it. So that is 2 dramatic wounds in a single round.
Okay. Ow.
He then spends 5 raises to reload, and he points it at Una. But he is down to 1 raise right now. So that brings us to the man in the mask who's now bound up by the wheel. You hear something click as he rolls it at basically Una's feet. It is a small metallic canister that has a fuse on it, and it is sizzling.
Una kicks it.
I
Uh,
love your
Okay.
instincts.
Okay.
Yeah, Una sees that.
So
She's like, nope.
as this thing rolls at your feet, see, he's at 3 raises, so he's gonna spend 2 raises to escape. Now you can kick it, but that's
Okay.
seen as that's not your
Towards him.
approach. You were going to be diplomatic. That's going to take 2 raises from you.
Yep, she's not being exploded.
Okay.
Or at least she's
So
gonna try not to be.
you startle and you kick it. basically as far away from you as you can. And it tumbles up through the bushes, and you hear it land. All right, so Gregory, you have 3 raises.
Okay.
And a gun wound, a very painful gun wound.
Very, very painful. So these are single-shot ball-bearing pistols, aren't they?
Yes. And in very smooth motion, he quickly threw a new ball and powder and wadding into his flintlock.
Okay.
To load it.
All right. So producing from Gregory's belt a small craft knife, not particularly good for combat or anything else.
Yeah.
And for the sake of dramatic effect, Gregory looks down at his chest where there is now a hole.
Yep.
Sticks in the knife.
Oh.
And pops out the bullet.
Okay.
Before putting the knife away, getting to his feet, and then looking at Phoenix and saying, "That wasn't a very good idea."
What are you made of?
Phoenix's retort as he looks at you.
Don't answer that.
Yes. I'm gonna do it. He's made of semen.
No.
Yes.
As
Absolutely.
Why?
The rules.
so,
And
as
you just made him salty.
That's right.
Now it's salty semen.
That's
Now
right.
we
everybody's
belong
getting
to the
some
ship.
salty spray tonight.
Aw.
As you say, you shouldn't have done that. You know, that wasn't a very good idea. As Phoenix is holding the flintlock pointed towards Una, he turns, looks at you, and says, "Not like you know much about good ideas, boy." And so you are at. So what do you want to do with your raise? You still have the 3. Getting that out was, just dramatic flair.
Yep. I just want to tackle him, like full on rugby tackle to the chest. Just like complete takedown, pin him to the ground.
Okay, you can do that. So as you go charging at him, you barrel into him, and the gun goes off. Blam! Una, you feel the bullet rip past you. A bit of your hair kind of gets caught over your shoulder, as it would have been a fatal shot to the face otherwise. And as the two of you land, you have your large arms on both of his shoulders. You see this glint in his eye. And you hear, "Oh, weren't you paying attention?" And I spend a danger point. And you take, let's see here. You take a wound as your hands begin to singe and hurt as he engulfs himself in flames. And he disappears from your grip.
Okay.
And he reappears behind you. Rapier to the back of your neck. You are a man of the people, Gregory. We could avoid this nasty business if we just talk for but a moment. And I can't have you killing or capturing my people. Now let's talk like civilized people rather than the large oaf you pretend to be. You are so much more than that. You have so much more potential. Let's not be foolish.
Okay. Gregory begins to get to his feet, not turning around.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how tall is he? Like proportionally? Because
He's about 6'2".
I was gonna say Gregory is pushing 7 feet tall, so having that sword on his neck, he's gonna be
Yeah,
almost out.
he's kind of up here. Yep.
A slight glance behind Grigory will say, you made the mistake by shooting me, and you made a greater mistake by aiming your puny weapon at my companions. The time for talking is over. And then Grigory's just gonna swing round with just sort of like a sweeping swipe, I suppose.
All right, so you
Take
swing
cover
and you
and close
backhand him. What are your ranks in brawl?
I have in brawl 2, but I've got 4 brawn, and I've also got the trait large.
Okay, so when you hit somebody with your fist with brawl, you're going to deal that many wounds equal to your brawl.
Okay, 2.
So, you knock him back. You feel as you hit the mask, it almost feels like armored, like you're punching a helmet. Your knuckles sting a little bit, but you do knock him back.
Good.
Such a shame. Let me show you what this puny weapon can do. And he lunges forward and he buries the rapier in your stomach.
Okay.
You take another 5 wounds, putting you to your 3rd dramatic wound.
Okay.
As he pulls it out, he says, "Look, dying in the Noble's game. How unfortunate. You are enslaved to them. I could give you a better way. I could heal you. I could fix you instantly. Una, you have a raise left.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, am I able to intervene in this in any way? Because
You can generate suppression.
Una would
Yes, please!
definitely not just stand there. What could you do?
You can pressure him, so the next thing he does is he has to act in a particular way of your choosing, or he has to spend extra raises.
How many
Okay.
raises has it got?
So it will apply to the next round. So when we have to re-roll. Kels, as you are walking the guy back,
Yes.
I spend a danger point.
Before we get too far with this, would
Yeah.
taking this person back to the party count as becoming enamored with someone that I shouldn't?
How do you feel about him?
I've just asked him to come and dance, and he's clearly an enemy I was just fencing with. I feel it's worth a hero point.
Only because I love you, you beautiful son of a bitch.
Perfect.
Now, please do carry on.
Okay, so I spend a danger point. Suddenly, a sizzling canister lands at your feet.
Oh no!
Oh no. Oh god.
I look to him. Tell me, do you know what this is?
No!
And we enter a new round. So, we cut back briefly to Layla and Rhiannon.
Oh hi.
Hi.
So, as you bring the body inside, you see Josephine Fournier and another woman, who one you haven't met yet, in a red dress, very dark hair, swept around it in a ponytail. She's a little bit older. Her age shows a little bit more so than Josephine's because she does not wear the same. She doesn't share the same like overdone makeup. So basically, you can tell that she's maybe in her mid 40s, early 50s.
Okay.
And her eyes go wide as she looks at the unconscious man. She says, she kind of stammers for a moment. And she says, Guy?
Dude.
You know this one.
Isn't that one of the missing?
Guy is one of the. Guy Laurent is one of the missing ones. Guy Laurent, right? Yeah, maybe. Laurie's brother.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Ha ha ha.
So what we've actually got is a case of teenage rebellion.
Or brainwashing. We'll take that too.
God, the parents are going to be angry with us.
Oh shit, man. In our defense, he just tried to kill us.
Well,
Kind of
As-
did. Okay.
She stammers. Josephine says, "Zaris, I'm sure better nearby. Quick, we will take him into our room.
Please, let's figure this out.
Maria, is our room?" And she just stammering. She just kind of, yes, of course. And she says, "Bring him in here." And she goes 2 rooms down.
Okay, cool. Wonderful. Let's
Okay,
take him
so-
in and yeah.
All right, so Una, you do have a raise left.
And I would have tried to stop if I knew that I could do that. I have no idea what's going on, to be honest with you. I'm feeling very confused on how this works.
Okay, so basically, seeing as you took the approach to try to basically use diplomacy to talk, you were all ready
Yeah.
to basically engage with them. And then when he reappeared, the fight kind of continued. So you can try to reason with him. You can try to reason his attention back towards you. Or seeing
Well, I
as
would have tried to do that if I knew I could have. I would have
Mhm.
tried to do that before he ran him through.
so with the way that
So
raises work is that they also work like initiative. So he had more raises than you when he did that.
okay.
So then when we got put back to that, to where you are now, that's right after the stab.
Okay.
So he has this sort of this sort of like almost executioner's position with him right now. But you can try to talk to him. In fact, actually, since I was bad at math, you do have 2, so you could even improvise something if you wanted.
Shit. I have no idea what I can do.
So you have a sword on you.
um,
You could try to attack him.
I'm very badly hurt. Actually, I'm not. I'm fine.
No, you're obviously badly hurt. I just have no idea what I can do about that because I don't know anything. Una will get between them
Okay.
and she'll say, "Your problems with the nobility. Why are you going to kill a commoner? Not just a commoner, a ship hand who you've even said can help change things. Why are you going to kill him? Kill me instead."
Phoenix turns to you. He says, there it is. The noble heart.
Yes. Though I've done nothing as well, but you obviously don't care.
You were right about one thing. He says. And it looks like he just kind of pushes past Gregory. He flicks the blood from his rapier, and he advances towards you. And he readies himself into a dueling stance.
I will duel him.
Okay. So Gregory, as we reach the top of the order, so seeing as it was outside of the range of empathy, convincing him to face you, it was the 2 raises. So Kels, gotta go around a little bit again. I know it's getting really hectic. Yay, episode 4. So as it's getting a little bit more hectic, we'll recap what's going on. Gregory is wounded. Layla and Rhiannon are escorting the unconscious Guy Laurent to a bed.
Who needs men?
Oh yeah, right. We did great.
Una, you're about to duel Phoenix.
Yep.
And Kels, there is a sizzling metallic canister at your feet.
Okay, so hang on a minute. I understand what's going on narratively. Mechanically, I haven't got a fucking clue. We're going into a new round.
Yes,
Does that mean we need a new approach and a new role?
correct.
Right, so I need to
Not
tell you right.
necessarily a new approach.
Alright, but it could be the same approach, but yeah.
Yeah.
So the question is, how do you avoid this sizzling canister, which you could assume is going to explode?
Throw him
Kick
on
it
it.
back.
Can I tempt it?
Yes.
Try
Try not to explode, will you?
Please.
Oh boy. I'm going to use panache weaponry to try and take it out. What I would
So-
like to do... So here's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
The way that you could use weaponry and a panache way to put it out would be the classic...
Oh God.
I
I mean, yes, but also no.
How many ranks do you have in weaponry?
1.
All right.
But I've got a lot of panache.
I really want this to work.
I really want this to fail. So go ahead and you can roll that for your. Yeah, I'm also because it's your new approach, and it's as you described it. So that's 2 extra bonus die.
Can I give a hero point to give him bonus die, or do I have
Yes,
to be
you
there with
can.
him?
Oh, hey,
I
so-
can do that as well.
I get 2 extra bonus die.
Yep, right away from the way you described it and the new approach.
Cool. And then was someone else giving me more bonus die there? Did I hear more bonus die coming?
Yes. You can
Yep.
have my hero point.
It says another 3. Oh, that takes me up
So
to
that's
11.
It goes up to 11.
Can I do it too?
Only one person can contribute hero points this way at a time.
I was gonna say that.
Oh, I don't have 3 points in weaponry, so I'm on a 5.8.
Okay, on a 5.8. Awesome. So, Una, you're about to duel Phoenix.
Yep.
Meaning, if you have it available to you, remember
here
those
in
dueling
Sweden.
rules that I sent you?
100%.
Nope.
Okay.
Well, I have the picture. It just has all it has is the
It's the-
Aldana thing on it, and
So
that's
I'm going
it.
to send you just as a reminder.
Well, we went through it, but I can't find it again because
Okay.
the way that this rule book is set up.
No problem.
I think.
It is on blah, blah, blah. Dueling starts at page 10 out of the 22 in the PDF.
Under the setting, the rules.
Yep. And the basic rules playing the game. And if you guys are curious about playing 7th you can go ahead and go to johnwickpresents.com and basic rules are available.
Highly recommend it. They're really, really cool.
Okay. So, Gregory, do you want to try to intervene or do you want to just get the hell out of Dodge?
No, Grigory's not going to leave anyone behind.
Okay.
So, I mean, at this point, I don't know what use I can be. I don't want to interfere with the duel, but I also don't want Una to come to any unnecessary harm or harm at all. So I think I'm just gonna try and compose myself from bleeding everywhere,
Okay.
and just be ready to.
Now, mind you, if you want to contribute to this, but keep yourself kind of out of harm's way, you can spend a hero point to give Una an extra 3 dice, as she's going to
Yes.
need them in her duel versus.
Oh yes, that's happening. Yep, done.
Okay. So, and then meanwhile, Rhiannon and Layla, we'll get back to you in just a moment as we're sorting through all this chaos.
All good.
All right
With
then.
grenades, so you know.
Yeah, our guy's unconscious. We're okay.
Great. We've had a lot of knives too. Like life's great for us up here.
We might
Yes.
even have a drink or something. as
Yes,
well.
you are very efficient, but you have no panache.
Okay. So, now I'm going to dissect this a little bit. We're going to start with Kels. So
Wait,
this
what do I roll to figure out my raises?
So you're going to be rolling finesse and weaponry.
So weaponry, I'm gonna spend 2 hero points, and then I get an extra how many? Or
3 dice to roll on top of that from the hero point that Alex spent for you. All right. So, Kels, here's the setup. Here's how the raises might have to fall.
Okay.
It is going to be 1
Uh-huh.
raise to basically disarm this this small device.
Uh-huh.
It is going to be another raise to do it, so that way you do not burn your fingers, avoiding
Okay.
1 wound.
Yep, okay.
For the price of 1, you could have the opportunity of throwing it back in the direction it came from.
No.
Oh.
Okay? or I will also offer you an alternative opportunity.
Okay, so here's what I want. Here's my
Yeah.
plan. Okay.
Yeah.
How does the soldier walking with me react to the grenade?
He panics and he starts to run immediately.
I like grab him like, no, calm down. Then I pull 2 cigarettes from my pocket, and I offer him one, and I take one myself. I'd like to pick up the grenade,
Light it.
light the 2 cigarettes, then pull out the fuse and get rid of the grenade.
Okay. I will also offer you the opportunity of holding onto that grenade for later. If you put it out, you can do it in such a way that it will be useful later.
I don't think Kells is that resourceful. Like, I know it's a great idea. As a player, I'm like, yeah, I should totally keep that. But Kells would just be like, well, I can clearly use this to light my cigarette. You know?
The only thing, just because I'm your friend, and you're effectively the Pat Rothfuss at Chris Perkins' table, I'm going to point out to you, but can't you imagine him doing something pretty fucking silly with that grenade later?
Do you know what? If it was Johnny Deep, yes. But this is Kells, and Kells is a very shallow being. He wouldn't do anything funny with grenades.
All right.
I'm gonna get rid of it.
With that, it only takes 2 raises, and you can put it out.
Yeah, I'll do that. And also light our cigarettes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's for free. That's
Thank
just fine.
And I will toss it over my shoulder and get ready to watch this amazing duel between Una and it'd be rude to interrupt a duel.
Okay. So, did you roll for your? There they are. All right, Nito. I get to roll for his.
Yep.
Have you got any more than 3 in any of your stats that you've rolled?
Me?
Yep.
Shit. I mean, oh, okay.
Neato.
Fuck.
Great.
So let the duel begin. As Phoenix approaches you, he steps closer, and he opens with a slash. Now, for those of you watching at home, duels take place by each opponent choosing a move. By choosing another move in the sequence, they can't choose the same move twice in a row, but they can actually mitigate the damage they're taking by parrying, lunging, bashing, or in some cases, a full riposte, which is a very risky but rewarding move. So, he begins with a slash. And right now, floating in the air, Una, you are at risk of taking 5 wounds unless you mitigate that somehow, as he drives a slash right up to your shoulder.
No. So many things and so many things. Can I do the Eldana ruse, or is that like? No, that's never mind. I'm gonna parry, I guess.
Okay. So, what are your ranks and weaponry?
2.
Okay. So you parry it, and as you parry it with your sword, the blade forces in, and it's more of a shallow cut on your shoulder more than anything, as you take 3 wounds.
Okay.
And that is his first raise.
Okay.
So that puts him at 5 raises. Villains break ties, and he makes a second move. He is going to use a bash now. As he closes in, he strikes you with his rapier. Oh, that's right. So when you parry it, it's going to be parry on your action. So you'll be able to mitigate some of these. So actually, that first one's going to be 5 wounds you take, and this one is what you'll parry.
So, Derek.
Yes.
Gem Song says he has 20 quid left. Can he give Una 5 advantages?
Sure. More than welcome.
Yes, thank you. I'm so confused. I feel like I'm gonna lose this because I don't even understand how it works.
No, please don't die. I've got a cape of swords waiting for you.
Well, I'm trying not to, but I just don't. This system is completely confusing to me. I don't understand it at all. I should not have picked this.
Between now and next week, we'll definitely review it so that way it goes a little bit smoother.
Yeah.
But Phoenix is also terrifying, so I don't blame you there. So we'll
Sure.
do it for the sake of neatness. We'll do it this way as he does the bash first and then goes in for the slash. So you'll take 1 wound on the first hit, and then if you're going to parry it, you will take only another 3 wounds. So you're at 4 wounds right now as he quickly hits you once and then slashes you. The next time that you deal wounds, you're going to deal 1 less wound, basically 5 less wounds. So unless you can drive that up somehow, you will be dealing less damage to him.
I'll be dealing 5 less wounds.
Correct. So you'll have to find a way, like either through lunging or some other technique in order to drive up the damage that you're going to do to him.
I have to spend all of my raises to do a lunge. I can't do that. Slash. I don't.
Okay. So you're going to make a slash at him.
Yeah.
As you do, you deal the number of wounds equal to your rank in weaponry, which is 2. So 70 minus 5 is 0. As you are hit by these, you're so disoriented that your blade passes past his mask. And he goes in for his next move, putting him at 4 raises. He is going to use his next raise to feint. Basically, what he does is he raises his sword up quick, like he's going to hit you. But then a quick slap from the back of his hand comes up, strikes you across the chin, and you take 1 wound. But if you get hit again from him this round, the next time you get hit from him again this round, you take an additional wound.
Okay. So I'm at the first thing. What's it called?
The first dramatic wound?
Yeah.
Okay. You feel your lip begin to bleed as you take this wound.
I guess I'm going to riposte.
Okay. So you will prevent that wound that you would have prevented that wound he dealt, actually, because they kind of float in between. So you're not at the dramatic wound yet.
Okay.
And you deal a number of ranks to him. So we kind of rewind that. You see the slap coming. You know what's going to happen as he aims his backhand at you. What do you do to riposte? What does it look like?
He's gonna hit me with his hand.
Yeah.
She has her sword in her right hand. She lifts up her left hand to just block it with her arm, and then goes in with the sword to kind of take a chunk out of his sword arm.
Okay. Yeah, and you do. As it lands, you hear him let out a cry. As your sword sinks into his arm, you see an expulsion of this sort of grayish, misty gas as you hit him. And Phoenix is up to 1 dramatic wound.
Yes,
So,
get him!
I do
We're-
anything else or no? No.
we're at 4 and 4 now, so it's his go. And at that, as he stumbles back a little bit, there's a moment of tension. He takes a step back, and he lunges forward. So, you see this lunge coming. And I'm going to say, if you don't do anything to stop this, you're going to take a total of 9 wounds.
Yeah, I'd like to do the Aldana ruse if I can.
All right, what does Ildana Ruse do?
When you wield a fencing sword in one hand, and nothing else, you can perform a special maneuver called the Aldana Ruse, causing your target to take additional wounds equal to your ranks in panache the next time he takes wounds this round. You can only perform this once per round.
Okay.
Oh wait,
So
that doesn't do anything to mitigate damage, does it?
I'm afraid not, but you can parry if you'd like.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna do that.
Okay. So you parry. You've staved it off from being any more grievous of a wound than it is, as the rapier digs deep into your shoulder, and you take 7 wounds. And he withdraws his sword. That's all of his raises for right now. So you actually have a total of 4 raises to work with for the remainder of the round.
Okay. I'm at the second grievous wound now.
Okay, so now you're.
I'm actually past it.
Okay. Second dramatic wounds means that the villain gains +2 bonus die.
Awesome.
So give him hell this time, or it could get worse.
Is Kel still around as well? Like, if things are going...
You hear the clashing of the swords in the distance.
I mean, we were smoking to watch the duel. I mean...
Right. Yeah, you would have moved back that way when you hear the swords clanging back there.
Yeah, I'm not saying I'm going to jump in and try and, like, save the day or something, but, you know, I might at least check if the soldier next to me has a pistol.
I'll say a hero point says he does.
Yeah, well, I'll spend 2 hero points then, because I want him to have one, and I want him to inspire him to give it to me.
Alright, groovy.
I mean, I think the only thing I can do at this point is a bash.
You basically can't use the same round moves back to back, but you could
Okay.
slash at him again.
Yeah, I'll slash then.
Okay, so you deal another 2 wounds to him.
Yep.
Alright, so
And
you
then
hit
I'm
him
at
once.
3 raises now.
Yep.
And then now can I bash?
Yep, you can bash him. Yep.
No, hold on. What am I talking about? I want to lunge.
Lunge at him. Okay.
Yeah.
So you slash him once, and then you take another lunge in, and that is going to deal a total of 5 wounds to him. You push him up to his second dramatic wound, as you see there's an expulsion of not only gas this time, but flame rises up from his chest.
Out of raises.
There is a huge plume of smoke that rises out of the mask. Kels, you have 2 raises left.
I thought I spent hero points, not raises.
No, you have 2 raises left from what you didn't. No, sorry, 3 raises left from what you didn't spend after taking it. So you could potentially take a shot at Phoenix from the distance.
Yeah, so what I'm 100% doing is I'm saying to this soldier, you know, I'm also the greatest shot in Castile. You see, I can do all these trick shots and things, and I'm making it look like I'm, like, you know, flaring the gun around, but then I'm actually going to just stop for a moment and take really steady aim, and aim at this Phoenix guy so I don't hit Una.
Okay. So when you fire, you're going to deal 1 dramatic wound to him, and a number of points equal to aim that you have.
Say again, one more time.
So basically, you're going to push him all the way up to his next dramatic wound. He'll be at 3.
Mm-hmm.
But also, you're going to deal an additional amount of damage to him, equal to your ranks in aim.
I have 2 ranks in aim.
Okay, so you're going to deal that +2 to him. Okay, so then, Una, you hear a gunshot go off. And as you hear this ripple, suddenly you see Phoenix recoil. He falls against the wagon as another plume of fire and smoke rises from his back.
What are you?
Revolution. And in a plume of smoke and fire, he disappears.
In Castile, we call that the disappearing shot.
Oh, Kels. Oh, Kels.
As you you guys are down on the ground recovering from this, we pan back over to Rhiannon and Layla. Guy Laurent is unconscious in a room in the Dubois Manor.
Wonderful. Well, we found a missing noble. I'm gonna take that as a victory. I'm a little concerned about his mental state.
he begins to stir a little bit. Where am I? He says as he kind of like wakes up. Where? You. And he looks around the room to Layla, to Rhiannon, to Josephine, and then finally to his mother, Maria. Mama? She says, Guy, what are you? Why are you dressed like this? Where have you been?
Now I get the wooden leg. Got it.
And I'm going to spend one of my many danger points. Suddenly, in a burst of flame, rising into the room, is the very wounded, smoldering figure of Phoenix.
Stab him.
Yeah, that's just what we want. Great, thanks.
Do him in.
Yeah.
Stab him.
And in a single fluid motion, he raises his gun to Guy Laurent's forehead. And I'm going to thank you, Gemsong, and spend the remainder of my danger points. And in a single gunshot,
22 of them.
all 22.
It wasn't a pistol.
That's gonna make a hell of a mess.
It was actually just a cannon.
It's a
This is a
bazooka.
new dress! I do not want that much blood on
In a
this!
single gunshot and plume of smoke, there is a cascade of blood, a flicker of flame. And once again, the ashes scatter in the room. And that is where we're going to end tonight, on Scattered Ashes.
Clarice is gonna be so pissed at us for getting blood all over these dresses.
My dear, there's actually free dry cleaning right down the street. I have a very good deal with the girl. Just A-okay.
Oh, good.
It's fine. It's not like we rented them.
It's true, but still, I just got this. I
So,
haven't used all
Cold
the
salt
pockets
water?
yet.
Totally
let
gets
me,
the blood out.
let me just take this
Don't
down a
ask me
notch.
how I know.
So, now that we're coming out of that,
Ah!
how we all feeling, everybody?
Ah!
Bit bummed that the guy's dead.
They got away again.
Yours got away, ours didn't.
No, he's gonna stay there for a little while. He's not going anywhere now.
They got away from me again.
Ours is dead, but
To be fair, actually, the guy that we had went to you last, so in my headcanon, you lost him because Una had it under control.
So yeah, everybody doing okay?
Yeah, like I think one of the
Yeah.
the big things at the minute is just still because this system is so different.
Mm-hmm.
It's just trying to figure out exactly how we do it. Yes, Gemsong. Derek used all 22 danger points to fire one gunshot, teleport in, fire a gunshot, and escape without us being able to interfere.
Mother. Oh, God, that was crazy.
So thank you for that.
Doesn't matter. We've got a load stockpiled for next time.
I know.
Oh yeah, write those down, everybody. How many you got left?
I'll leave them on the overlay.
Sounds
you.
great. Thank you.
Oh, I can't see the overlay because I had to put my resolution super low.
Oh sweet, we can have little numbers. That's awesome. That's helpful.
Una's at 7, I think.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
perfect. I had 4.
Okay, so so I think what we're gonna do is we'll go around. We will of course do the usual. Tell us who you are and where we can find you. If you had a favorite moment of the session, and hell, why don't we go with another question we can ask? What do you think the next thing your character's gonna try to do? And we are gonna start with. How about we start with Natalie first?
Who's still like, I'm like, ah, oh my God. Which is good. It's a good, oh my God. That's just me being me. So, sorry. Okay. So favorite thing. this entire thing was just, this was so cool. Just, I liked actually splitting the party. It sounds really weird, but I really liked the back and forth, and I thought it was really well done. I know everybody keeps being like, I don't know what I'm doing, but to me, everybody did really, really good. So I loved how everything kind of came together. Even though Guy is dead, I am still hyped. Anyways, that's just me. What Rhea's gonna do next, she wants to find that fucker. Sorry, pardon my language. She is out for blood. She wants to kill and steal. She wants to loot the body of Phoenix. Pretty much.
Goals. Life goals.
Life goals. Right there. Although looting the body of Q was pretty good.
Face
Oh,
sword cloak.
Good job you did it when you did.
I know, thank God. Yeah. Anyway, so I am Natalie. I am known as Chaotic Rogue online. I run a company called Chaotic Rogue Entertainment. If you haven't noticed, there's a bit of a running theme or brand for me. Basically, Chaotic Rogue Entertainment is doing podcasts, tabletop gaming content, blogs, other jazz. Depends on what I come up with at that point. I live tweet really weird D&D sessions too. That's just me. And yeah, that's me.
If they're anything like your notes, I really can't wait to see more of those.
Excellent.
And then we're going to take it down to Layla, or as we know her, Jay.
Hi. I really enjoyed it. I liked kicking the guy in the face. I think that might have been my favorite part, actually. I think what Layla's going to try and do next is try and kick this guy in the face too, because personally that worked really well for her last time that she did that. So we're going to see if that might help again. Hopefully. Yes. Sorry, I cannot multitask to save my life. Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to next week and seeing what he's going to do next. Like, why isn't that guy dead yet? Like, how many times has he been, like, hit and stabbed and stuff? I'm pretty sure he should be dead.
I'm pretty sure he can only take like 5 more wounds at most, maybe 6.
He just kind of stagger out. Like, is he even going to be able to get out? Do they have to hurt themselves to do that blood magic? Like,
We'll figure it out.
just drop dead as he's trying.
I'm pretty sure that Una cut him enough to do it.
But yeah, anyway, so my name is Jay Bambi, which is up there, which is my name on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, all of those. I stream with Dark Fox, who is playing Gregory. We play quite a lot of Ark. We're currently doing Friday Night Horrors, which is horrible because I'm awful at playing horrors, and I throw my phone and my e-cig and all kinds of things across the room, like because it scares me, and I'll be holding them and literally just launch them across, which is not what you're supposed to do with them, but is what I do. So yeah.
And also, it's Jay's birthday today, so go over on Twitter and shower
and
her
it's my birthday.
birthday wishes and hero points and whatever else is awesome and fun and positive. So, thank you, Jay. And we're going to go around to our duelist extraordinaire, Una, or as we know her, Rasavad.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Eris Savad. I was playing Una. It was very exhilarating to get into a fight. That was pretty cool. I feel like no matter how many times I read this thing, it doesn't make any more sense. So that's cool too. But I enjoy the roleplay. I really actually, I was very against splitting the party at first, but I'm really glad that we did, because getting those 2 scenes going simultaneously was really fun. You did a great job switching between the 2. Normally, splitting the party results in one party doing a bunch of stuff and the other party just kind of sitting around with a thumb up their ass or something. And that did not happen. So that's awesome. And I like how you go between the 2 so that one party wasn't just waiting for half an hour, waiting for something to happen. So that was really cool. You can find me on Twitter at Erisavad. You can find me on my website, erisavad.com. I do a bunch of stuff. I've got Bardic Inspirations coming up once a weekish. I've got RPG calendar. I make dice trays and stuff, and my shop is almost ready to come back from vacation mode. But I gotta get out like a bunch of stuff first. So that's coming. And yeah.
Much excited. If you guys want to add more links in as well, please do. Like if you want to link your shop, and if you want to link Chaotic Rogue Gaming, or what was it, Chaotic Rogue Industries, Chaotic Rogue, I can't quite remember. Perhaps you can
Entertainment. It's just chaoticrogue.com. The rest of it does not matter.
When you put it in chat, I mean, we'll all know, you know, like, can you tell us about it one more time? No. So, lastly around the table, we have Dark Fox.
Hello. Hopefully my mic is actually working now. Apologies for earlier on. My PC hates me, as does the microphone. Yeah, so, Grigory today. Well, he flipped a goddamn cart. Like, who does that? Who does that? He pulled a bullet out of his chest.
I love it.
He is not only the definition of manly, I suppose, but he's also just thick. There's just not a lot going on upstairs. I mean, it doesn't really do him any favors, but also it doesn't, you know, he can walk off being shot in the chest, so bonus. Derek, I've got to say, every single session we sit down and we game, you outdo yourself. Like, last week it was the absolutely astounding NPCs, and this week, not only is it the NPCs, but the puppetry, and just the... It's so good! It's so genuinely so good. Hi, Cat. I'm talking. I'm talking to the internet. Can you sod off? No? Okay.
Cat does not care about internet.
Cat has muted
Cat
you.
muted you.
Cat muted you.
Wow.
Cat said you are really not.
Oh, talking to the internet, are we? Boom.
There we go. Right, I'm back again. Fuck. God. No, go away. Right, apologies. So, yes, absolutely adored it. Derek, you outdo yourself every time. I seriously cannot wait for the next session to roll round. I'm having so much fun. So yeah, I am Alex, or Dark Fox, or whatever acronym or name you happen to want to give me at the time. I stream on Twitch and ramble on Twitter quite a lot. I see you, Cat. Don't even try. So yeah, we play a multitude of different games. Feel free to drop by or give us a follow on Twitter just to see what kind of faff I ramble on about. Yeah, that's me really.
Awesome. And so before we get to the amazing forest-chested, gun-wielding, grenade disarming, man of the people himself, I may as well talk about me for a minute. So hi everybody, I'm Derek.
Oh, I thought you was going to say, before we go to that, let's go to scrap. Carry on.
Well, I mean, like, my ego a little bit. Okay, can I also say that, like, I love how I'm like, hey, guys, tell me what your favorite thing about the night was, and then every time it's like, Derek, you're amazing. I'm like, so thank you guys so much. It's such a pleasure to be here.
Really.
If you saw the Mage College's budget, you know that's not true. So, hi everybody. I'm Derek, or as people know me, Archmage Derek. You can find me at Twitter at Archmage_Derek, or over on themagecollege.wordpress.com, where myself, my lovely wife, Kana, or you can find her at It's Kana. There will be links and things. And our good friend Tahina Andale create D&D 5e content such as subclasses, spells, feats, even enemy NPCs. We do different articles and stuff, and we've got a slew of products coming out very soon, such as Golden Eyes Guide to Warlocks, Fey and Wild, which I would do the whole title, but that thing's such a mess, and plenty of stuff with art and stuff for Halloween. You can also find me next week on Monday, 6 p.m. EST on Miss of Sire, the Eberron stream run by the fantastic Headmistress Alice. featuring other great people such as Tall Squall. And I think that pretty much covers everything. Every time I do this, my outro gets longer. So I'm going to pass it over to Scrat, over that way, or that way. I never remember which way. But thank you so much for having me.
No.
Stay awesome.
No. Well, guys, my perfect Sunday. No, my favorite part. Now, it was really cool taking the sword off someone, and it was really cool, like, putting out the cigarette with, like, the fuse and everything. That was really cool, because, like, I've been struggling getting in this system, getting the character to enable them to do the things that I want to do. So, that was really cool. But I think, this session, it has to be just how well Layla and Ria were like, well, we've sorted out all our shit. What's going on down there? And, like, we're like, fuck! Gregory's been shot. Una's in a duel. Kels is distracted. God damn it! What's going on? Like,
They just outright put us to shame.
like,
You should have come with us.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. That is my favorite. The word that I can't remember at the minute. Juxtaposition. Is that the right word? Yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah,
That was my favorite bit. So, as for me, I have lots of things to tell you about. First of all, here are my social links. If you're not already, get the hell in my Discord. It's inclusive, it's safe, it's great. You can come in there and talk about things, be it D&D related or be it, about, life or about your cat or about something else. Come and tell us. We'll be interested. Promise, someone will be interested. If you want to get into a game, send me a DM on Twitter and I'll get you into a game. We still have spaces before Christmas. And very soon we'll be sorting out stuff after Christmas too. And also we'll be sorting out stuff at Christmas. And around Christmas. And what are holidays?
Are you hinting at a Christmas special there?
We're in the works of doing something. I'm not sure because availability is going to be difficult. But at the moment, I'm starting to reach out to people. I'm thinking that we will be live throughout Christmas. For the folks. So.
Please tell me it's something Scrat kills Santa Claus, because I need that to happen.
Please.
Scraticus Santa Claus.
Oh.
Have you ever heard of a gaming system
Claus.
called My Life with Master? If you haven't, Google it, but keep safe search on. Like, it's weird. But I once listened to a gaming play My Life with Master with a slight take on it, and it was called My Life with Santa.
Okay.
Picture that.
I love it.
You've inspired an idea.
I've got it. Nightmare Before Scratmas.
Yes.
There is it's Alismus, remember? They've
right,
already
right.
established that Alismus is the thing in Wizards and Wardrobes. But I need to talk to someone immediately about a potential Christmas idea because I've just thought of like the match made in heaven. Anyway, we're going to move swiftly on from that. We are full-time. We've hit all of our goals. We've hit our goal. We've hit our stretch goal. I've just put overkill in the bar down there because I hate it when the numbers in a bar are bigger than the total. It gives me real creeping anxiety. So I just put in overkill. Thank you so much, everyone. We've gotten a number on it now as well. We're £95 over our ever expected thing for this first month. Pow, gone. Also, you can support us on Patreon. You can also support us by getting some of our merch, which Gemsong's also been doing. Gemsong apparently bought a t-shirt last night. What a hero. This guy's a trooper. We also have sponsors, and supporting them supports us. There we go. They've got Teespring merch. If you look at their Twitter, they've also got other merch as well, because they've got like mugs and things that aren't on Teespring. I know, and they were talking earlier about baseball shirts or something that aren't on Teespring. So they've got new stuff, lots of new stuff. And in January, they'll be bringing new stuff to the channel. We are also sponsored by Mayhem Press, who is also tweeter of Vecna, which Gemsong is referring to in chat. That you can see that, what day are we on? Tuesday. On Thursday at 1 PM EST, Alice runs an Argo 37 game, which uses their dark matter material. However, as for today, you can come back in an hour, and I will be playing The Curse of Strahd, with my full entourage of Stradians, and they're finally getting things done. They have a quest. They have a quest now. They're starting to maybe not understand, but at least have purpose. Oh yeah, I also have a competition. Go and check that out. So what is our favorite quote of today for the raid war cry? There's always so many from this stream. Come on, hit me with your best one.
Shit happens in pockets.
See, now we did that last week.
Mm.
I know exactly who we're raiding as well, so it can be as crazy as you like. They'll understand.
Let me go through my notes, see if I can find anything decent.
Yes, Curse of Strahd will be featuring Alice herself. Also, Madame Gandalf, who is currently live playing some Final Fantasy VII.
Boop, boop.
Is she playing Final Fantasy VII, or did I just make that up?
I don't know. You might have just made that up. I'm gonna have to check.
Well, it says in the bar that she's playing Final Fantasy VII, so
Probably is then.
whether she's actually playing Final Fantasy VII, I'll go and have a look. All right, I'll check.
I mean, I'm tempted to suggest Gemsong's a goddamn hero. Like,
I'm down for that
Yeah.
one. That's pretty much
Totally.
Yeah.
Gemsong RS is a hero. Yep.
sounds good.
Okay, so now here's my question to you, though. Okay, I'm torn between two raiders. No, I'm not. I'm scratching that. I'm not. Gemsong RS is a hero.
You're welcome.
Don't you dare!
Yeah.
Now hang on a second. Gemsong, I need to know, is that a genuine please don't, or is that like a playful please don't? Because I don't want to do something you're uncomfortable with. So we'll give him a couple of minutes to respond to that as well. So we're all about safety and consent here
Right.
on the Scraticus Academy.
Yep.
You know, so I don't want to go slinging someone's name around and marring their good image. I am fucking blushing. Right, cool. I'm taking that as consent. Let's go.
Yeah, do whatever. Yeah, there we go.
okay,
We're good.
awesome.
Yeah, let's do it.
So there it is with Scrat Hypes. Let's go and get in there. We're going to go and we are going to raid Laugh Love Lindy today.
I can't keep. Oh,
Laugh Love Lindy, her crazy matches my crazy. She is currently dungeon mastering, which means there is going to be absolute chaos going on over there. Also, my voice is really going, I'm sorry. Travis is in there as well, who is in our Call of Cthulhu game on Mondays, and he is also a hero. The other two I'm not so familiar with. I think I've played with Mavil though, and you guys should definitely give all the love. Gemsong has Lindy's emote as well, Lindy Fug. So yeah, get in there, spam the emotes. It's gonna be great. We're ready to raid. We're here Mondays to Thursdays, 1 PM, 6 PM, and 10 PM. And Fridays 1 PM and 8 PM every other week, and this week is our week. And also I've commissioned some artwork for that Lady Blackbird stream as well, so keep your eyes on the Twitters because it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be beautiful, you guys. Let's go. Keep evoking emotions. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.